life, I felt like pamper bitch, to be honest. I felt like I was the celebrity. Like I was the one being well taken care of. So yeah, there's nothing about this trip that I can say I did not like. I liked everything. And if you want to see pictures, girl, go online. If you want to book a vacay, go to Reset by Design Wellness. And trust me, you are not going to be disappointed. Not at all. Ain't no way. Loved every minute of it. Thank you so much, Reset by Design Wellness. Thank you so much, Bondi, for giving us all that opportunity. And I hope to see you all on the next trip. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
What's up, girl? I'm back. What's up, girl? All right. I have worked out. I did my little ab workout. Okay. I didn't have my little soup and shit. I'm good. Okay. I didn't took a shower. I didn't got one of my new onesies from Shein. I'm feeling good. Let's go ahead and get into the show. How y'all doing, everybody? Happy Thursday. The Ooh Ladies First panel will be back. It will be back next week. Next week is the beginning of August, Lord. And so you will catch us out here very soon. Okay. Now I want to jump into the show. This probably will not be a long show because I feel like I've been going back and forth with people all day. Sometimes I have the energy for it because I just feel like people make comments that it doesn't refute my point. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like I don't mind going back and forth with people because sometimes it's funny to me. Sometimes I break them down enough that they don't even know what they're coming at me so angry about. Like I do enjoy backing people up off me in a way that disarms them. I do enjoy that. But I also enjoy cursing some of y'all out. Some of y'all, I just like to delete y'all comments. TikTok, they tearing my ass up over there on TikTok. Child, okay? I'm always getting my ass torn up on the internet. You would think I'd be used to it by now. Okay, and I am. I'm getting better at it, I think, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and I feel like mine is really the only one that matters. Thank you. About me, anyway. But what's going on, y'all? I got a cute little show for y'all, and then I'm gonna go on about my business, okay? Because I'm in a onesie and I'm comfortable, okay? Okay, in a onesie and I'm comfortable as fuck. And I'm gonna pop out tomorrow in a similar onesie of a different color. Okay, y'all not gonna be ready. That's all I wore when I was in Bali. That's why when I came back, I was like, bitch, you gotta buy a few more onesies. Okay, listen, these like little loose fitting, all into ones and shit with pockets. What, girl? Love it, vibe. Okay. Yo, I can't TikTok. I stay tearing bitches and niggas up over there. Bro, they come left and right. They come like a bunch of ants. They come like a bunch of ants, bro. That's why when I get that response on Instagram, I be taken aback. I be like, where the fuck all y'all came from? So swatting people. Bitch, where you came from? Well, I did put explore page. My bad. But then when I always click on their page to see if they actually like follow me, and it always be people that really follow me. So I'm like, why are you talking to me like this? Like, bitch, you don't watch me enough to know that, if you don't agree with me, you probably shouldn't disrespect me in the process because I might pop off on your ass. You ain't been watching me long enough. I've been being nice too long. Every quarter or so, I gotta, be ignorant, Bondi. Okay. But I think like some of the commentary, especially some of the comments on TikTok, are so weird. Like one of the ones I keep seeing over and over again is them acting like my commentary on Martin, like us deep diving on Martin. Oh, child, the world is going down. Like they was like, this is the end of days. They was just like, what nigga said? The future is doomed. We're doomed. Like those types of comments. I'm like, because we talking about what was really going on Martin. Like, why y'all are y'all are losing it, man. Like they really acting like this commentary is like a sign of the end of days or some shit. Then they're also like having this argument against recognizing a show has influence, yet they're arguing on behalf of it, showing how sensitive people are about this form of media. People are in doomsday mode. It's very, very annoying. Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, the future is doomed because of y'all, not because of me. I was like, bitch, we're literally going on hell in a handbasket because a lot of y'all are media illiterate. And you really can't. You can't see how you're being manipulated and brainwashed through the forms of media that you ingest. You really are up here like emotional as fuck talking about it's only a TV show. Ain't that's how y'all was doing with Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan dying, everybody like, nigga, fuck that. Don't y'all put him in no threesome with Malcolm Jamal Warner or nobody else black that we like. Y'all better find y'all some racist white people to put him in a threesome with. Because, you know, they always trying to talk about when people die, oh, they die in threes. No, the fuck they don't. People are just consistently always dying. That's life. Just like they keep bringing motherfuckers into the world, people is dying, child. But whatever y'all want to tell y'all self, every time somebody was dying, they kept trying to put, you know what I'm saying, Theo in the box with fucking Hulk Hogan. And niggas was like, excuse me, we will not allow this today, black people. The black people was like, bitch, I wish the fuck y'all would put Hulk Hogan next to Malcolm Jamal Warner on a memorandum, nigga. Y'all better create some space. It was mad, right? And it was mad. And then all of a sudden, white people are like, Hulk Hogan, yeah, he was racist, but he turned his life over to God, and he's the best fucking ever, okay? There would be no WWE without the Hulk Hogan. Like, they're losing it. They're like losing it. I was like, whoa, wait. Like, whoa, buddy. Time out. Like, calm the fuck down, money. Wait a minute. Damn, girl. Okay. Y'all got it. I've been bullied enough. Y'all got it. I still say what the fuck I said, though. You can't. If I don't erase it, it won't be erased. Okay? I ain't say nothing that was offensive. Y'all will be okay. But yeah, I did notice that shit. Then I saw Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans wrote a message. You know, Marlon Wayans is always trying to, like, you know, be more empathetic and showcase that empathy to the world. But I sometimes call bullshit on him because he was a Kevin Samuels fan. And whenever you tell me you was a Kevin Samuels fan, but then you got all of this empathy for people, I just be like, who you got empathy for real? Let's really take a look at it. Because if you don't have empathy for women to the point that you are, you know, you love you some you love you some dead Godfather vibes, okay? Like y'all feel about Kevin Samuels. He was y'all godfather. Nigga ain't had no money, staying in an apartment, died up under an old thick ass Latina girl that was over 35, I believe. Was a grifter, selling y'all a grift, and y'all all got in y'all motherfucking emotions. But we can't talk about Martin. Y'all stay getting in y'all emotions over shit. That's why it be like, why y'all acting like y'all not always getting mad about everything? And then y'all act like real critique, like real educated critique, like I'ma give you. I might be a little loaded, bitch, but this is some educated critique I'm giving you, okay? This is the intellectual and the, you know, and you know, I could be bougie and a little bit of hood. Okay, I could be hood adjacent. Bitch, I'm from New Orleans. I'm from the East. It is hood adjacent. Okay? We can do a little bit of both sometimes, y'all. Y'all ain't got to crash out on me every time I say something y'all don't like. Y'all been crashing out on me for the past 2 weeks. Okay? Ever since I came back to Bali, the hoes has been upset. with me. I'm glad you said that. I don't think I saved it, but you know what? We could talk about it anyway. I saw it on TikTok. Hulk Hogan's daughter said, I don't want none of your money neither, nigga. And I always feel like the test of how a person really was in real life, it is usually based on how their kids see them. It's based on how their kids see them. So when grown adults come out and they say they had bad experiences with their parents, or they, dragging their parents for dear God, I'm more inclined to believe them than to dispel what they say, because I feel like we normally have seen signs that these people ain't shit. We've seen signs that these people ain't shit. So I don't know why everybody be losing their goddamn mind. Maybe it wasn't on Hollywood Online. I can't remember where it was at. Let me see if I saved something on my TikTok about it. But basically, Brooke said, I don't even want to be referred to as Brooke Hogan. Okay, that's what she said. She said that her daddy is terrible. He's terrible. She don't really like him. She don't want nothing to do with him. She don't even want his money. And there was so many people that felt like something was wrong with her because she didn't even want the nigga's money. And I'm just like, y'all really act like y'all don't know what it is to have terrible parents. And I just kind of feel like, I feel like, yeah, I have my own personal experience. Yes, absolutely. But I also feel like, so y'all ain't got no aunties and uncles. Y'all ain't had no fucked up parents. Like, what world is everybody living in? Oh, we still living in that world where y'all pretend, right? Yeah, we still living in that world where y'all pretend that y'all ain't never seen no ancient ass parents before. Hold up.
Asked to be taken off Hulk's will, she voluntarily gave up her inheritance rights, and the truth behind this is heartbreaking. According to sources, Brooke requested that her name be removed from Hulk's will, as she did not want to get involved in a financial
AI videos. I hate these weird ass AI videos.
When your dad had his big scandal, was that hard for you to sit back and be a daughter and watch that go down? Because I got to imagine that's really painful for you at that time.
It's hard, and everybody was like, oh, Brooke stands by her dad and this and that. And it's like, first of all, that's who I am. I'm loyal. Like, if you're honest with me, it doesn't matter. I will love you. I will stand up for you till the end. People can have differing opinions, right? Like, I'm not God. I can't judge. I can't tell you if you're right or wrong. I'm not going to judge somebody for sinning differently than I do, but you don't know. I love that quote that says, like, don't judge somebody on the decisions that they made when you don't know the options they had to choose from, or that you don't know the mind space or the marriage or the job or whatever they were in. It's hard to say, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. I would never do that. It's like, you don't know if you are under a certain amount of stress or if they're.
Okay, I want her to directly say, because I saw her directly talk about it. Let's see. Like, it was, yeah.
I won't go to see my father one last time. Not now, not ever. You can call me cold-blooded or disrespectful, whatever you want. Don't try to lecture me until you've experienced the suffering I've been through. I don't understand why my father was always dissatisfied with me.
Okay, AI. Oh, it's AI. This one was AI too? Okay. Child, I can't keep track of what's AI and what's not, child. But they definitely are saying that she wasn't messing with her dad.
No one realized why.
All of these damn AI videos. Y'all, I am more than sure that I saw a video of her talking about this in an interview and it was not AI. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on now that I'm looking for.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooke Hogan. By the time you see this video, I will have completely cut ties with my father, Hulk Hogan. This wasn't a decision made by anyone else. It was me finally finding the courage to break free from his control. Growing up,
okay, I don't want to keep playing that song, but it's like, y'all see that one, right? That one didn't look AI.
Did you feel growing up like people wanted to be your friend just so that they can come over and see your 18,000 square foot house and like?
I don't know. It's up, okay? Because they doing too much with the AI videos. Like, just run interviews, bro. Don't do this, because that's too much. Read it. Read what the people say, but stop being so fucking weird. I hate when they do that.
Bro, Brooke Hogan is standing on fucking business. Do you hear me, man? Shawty done went and requested to be removed from Hulk Hogan will. She said, don't give me none of that racist motherfucker money. I don't want that.
Yeah, that's what I saw. That's what I saw. She married a black man and Hulk Hogan was racist. And I believe that's the reason why she didn't want anything to do with him. Like that. So that part of the story is true, y'all. That's what I believe. I believe that part of the story is true. But the videos on TikTok with the AI and the shit is weird.
Nothing to do with them. Get that shit away. Now, although I respect the hell out of that move, man, you better than me, Shaw. Now, granted, she been up forever, you heard me? So, like, she ain't really hurting for shit. But, you know, I still would have took that money and just been petty with it. Square business, bro. I would have went and took that shit to the most, like, urban boys and girls club I could have found. Buy all kind of new shit. Shit that don't even make sense. Like, I just would have spent it all on black people, fam. I would have went and found me some goddamn struggling black businesses, you hear me? And yeah, just balled out on them motherfuckers. You feel me? Yeah, just go to a couple of them black-owned food trucks that ain't really getting no business like that yet, man.
Okay, so that's one of the things, but this is what TMZ is saying, y'all. I found something on TMZ that might be a little bit more factual, y'all, because the AI videos are out of fucking hand to the point that sometimes I don't even know if I'm watching AI or not. Okay, so my bad if I said it wrong, y'all. If I got the story wrong, I apologize. But I still feel like her saying she don't want to be a part of none of his money says a lot. But it says Brooke Hogan is in deep grief over the loss of her dad, Hulk Hogan, after his passing last week. But when it comes to his his massive estate, she's chosen to remove herself and stay all the way out of the legal proceedings. Sources close to Brooke tell TMZ that in 2023, she asked to be removed from Hulk's will because she didn't trust a single person around him and didn't want to get caught up in a financial battle when he passed. We're told, I'm sorry, y'all. We're told all Brooke ever really wanted was to protect her dad from people she felt were taking advantage of him. But after years of disagreeing with Hulk over the matter, she reached out to his financial manager and had herself removed from the will. Brooke Staten he didn't trust her to have his back, but bottom line, she's never been about money and won't be getting any of his estate, and she's totally okay with it. She will receive some money from a small life insurance trust that Hulk took out, of which Brooke is one of the beneficiaries. She's grateful for that and plans to put it towards her kids' college fund. It's unclear who will inherit all of his shit. Okay, hold up. Let me see. Was there something else? Let's see. It says my dad lives on through grandkids, same middle name. Let's see. She tributed in January. She gave a special tribute to her famous father by giving her daughter his middle name, Jean. Let me see. So that's a cute little baby. Brooke and Hulk have been estranged for years when he died, the result of a culmination of issues over the years with how Hulk treated Brooke. But our sources say, and her husband is white, so they really be on the internet making shit up. That's crazy. But our sources say deep down, Brooke was always a daddy's girl. Okay. In fact, we're told one of the main reasons Brooke and her former NHL player Steven Olsen moved to Florida was to be close to Hulk to help care for him. But ultimately, that didn't happen. Still, Brooke's grateful she let Hulk know she loved him in their last conversation way back in September 2023. So they hadn't talked since 2023. I definitely feel like it's some shit being kept out of it, but she's not with anybody black. So the racism probably wasn't the reason why at all. Like she said, I was trying to protect him from certain people. He trusted those people over me because niggas are misogynists. So even though their daughters might be smarter and have their best interests at heart, they're misogynist. So they still essentially can't stand women. So they don't want to like listen to a woman over a man, even if the woman is their daughter. That happens all the time. That happens all the time. How many times y'all seen them movies where like, you know, they'll have a movie, and I say movies because I feel like movies are always reflective of shit that's happened in real life, especially like when it comes to like monarchs and kings or people that lead businesses not wanting to pass shit down to their daughters, even when their daughters were more capable, right? So yeah, we deep dived enough to find out the truth here. And the truth is that even though Brooke and Hulk were estranged, that essentially she didn't want any money because later on he probably might get caught up in something and then she might have to pay out of that money based on somebody suing the estate for whatever. But yeah, it's definitely given they were toxic. The mom and dad, they used to have a reality show. Excuse me. But yeah, y'all. So that's what's going on with Hulk Hogan. And now let's go back to the Breakfast Club talking about Trump, because we're in white folks news right now, girl. We wasn't even trying to be white folks news. White folks news. Let's get into it.
Is now seriously considering pardoning Sean Diddy Combs ahead of his sentencing.
Anything to get these Epstein headlines out the news, huh?
This report says that they've reached out to Diddy's attorneys, his lead attorneys, including Mark Agnifilio, who had no comment on this. But according to this report, several associates of the much accused and currently incarcerated Sean Diddy Combs have been pitching the White House. Other insiders confirmed that the topic has leveled up from just another Trump weave into an actionable event. So, you know, how people be like, oh, he just doing that for the headlines or to distract, to something that he is seriously considering after the finding of Diddy being partially guilty in his NYC sex trafficking trial earlier this month. Now, y'all remember Trump was asked about this, and he said, you know, he said he basically had to see all the details and see how things like played out.
He wanted to make sure they were treating Diddy fair. He said, I think something like that.
Now things have been played out, and we're here. I mean, the sentencing hasn't happened, and I think right now, of course, what people are waiting on is what will the sentencing be. But I do think that this is I could see this being a thing for sure.
President Donald Trump is very social media savvy, and he knows that nobody moves the needle more on social media than Black people. Okay.
So I just remember, girl, I remember I was in the comments, and I remember being somebody that says, I won't be surprised if Trump pardons Diddy, because they used to be real tight back in the day. And just because Diddy went online and said that he shouldn't be the president because Diddy knew that was in his best Black ass interest at the time, that doesn't mean there wasn't a conversation like, you know what it is, bro. I got to be loyal to my people. But you know what it is for real. Like, I got to say that. But you know what it is for real. There might have been a conversation. Okay. But ultimately, they have shit in common. Them niggas have shit in common. Okay. Let's not forget about one of the men who was involved in the Diddy trial, that was one of the sex workers that ended up being that man that tried to shoot up the Trump hotel that time. Like, I said that this was a possibility that Trump could pardon him. He pardoned Kodak Black. Fuck is we talking about? Shit. Like, you think it's a stretch for him to pardon somebody he was actually cool with when he pardoning people like Kodak Black? And the girl that the lady Desiree that Nikki's always talking about? The fuck? Yes, he will pardon people who do the same shit that he does. Absolutely. I want y'all to get off so that y'all can always be around to help me get off. Yes. Proverbially, literally, all the things. Okay? That is not surprising to me. And you know, I just want to say, I told you so. I told you so, bitch. That's all. Okay, so apparently Rick Ross and 50 Cent have been tussling on the internets. I want to see where it all started. Let's see if we can find
President
on site about about this situation. Because I feel like, you know, they do better at tagging these stories. Let me see. Is that another thing I already told y'all about? Diddy Penn's letter. No. Diddy Penn's letter from behind bars defending his son Christian Combs in alleged yacht assault. Like, your word means something here. Child, good evening. Let's press on. Why does that man's ass look so big? I don't know. I'm going to keep scrolling and see if I can find something recent on 50 Cent on it's on site. Let's see. Let's keep scrolling. I feel like it should have popped up by now. It would have popped. Okay, so that means we just have to go to the neighborhood talk. Child, the way y'all will not allow Tory Lanez to disappear out of the public eye for like, to me, not even just Tory, like the way y'all won't let anybody that's in jail just disappear into the background. Like, we feel like they should be, you know, they should be. Like, you went to jail, my nigga. Can you just disappear into the background and singing in the background? Can you go? Can you just leave us alone for a little while? That's what jail is supposed to be. Y'all leaving us the fuck alone for a little while. Like, it's not forever. My God, give us a break. Child, Benzino trying to make music with no neck. So interesting. So interesting. Okay. I feel like I don't see anything from what started this shit. Okay. But I feel like 50 Cent has been trolling Rick Ross about that picture or that video of him being on the yacht with the young man. It looked like, y'all remember when we talked about that, and I was like, Damon, that is a boy, because that's what it looked like to me, a feminine boy, but a boy nonetheless. Okay. And I remember I talked about that. I need this. Okay, nah, she's just talking about ASAP Rocky need to get out them girl shoes. Yeah, y'all know how the aunties be, child. Just homophobic and so upset. Rick Ross says he's going to give 50 Cent's son, whom he shares with Daphne Joy, a puppy to help him with trauma he may experience in the future. So I'm guessing this is from 50 Cent making fun of him about being on the yacht. I just wanted to make sure nothing else occurred. Let's get into it.
So 50, look, I mentioned your youngest son, Bruce Leroy, me taking him fishing for the first time, watching him catch his first Dover sole. That ain't a snapper. Now, but me and my buddies, we was talking about little man possibly suffering with trauma in the future. And I said, okay, that's something I never thought about, trauma. But if he is suffering from trauma or needs any assistance, I'm gonna be here for him. I would love to get him a puppy. What kind of puppy?
First of all, I don't even like y'all playing like this. But he was like, trauma. That's interesting. Something I never thought about. I guess I'm doing the Lord's work at this point, because what the fuck is going on?
Chihuahua? All right. A Chihuahua for Bruce Leroy. What?
A Chihuahua.
So 50, look, I mentioned your youngest son, Bruce Leroy, me taking him fishing for the first time.
My God, today. And this is the shit that be getting out of hand, right? This is the shit that be getting out of hand. Y'all sitting up there talking about how y'all gonna do shit with each other kids, because, you know, that mean you a bad daddy. I'm gonna come in and be a better daddy than you, nigga. And don't nothing upset a egotistical nigga more than another nigga doing for his kid what he don't.
All right, let's get back to business. I got a question. 50 Cent after your first album with Diamond.
First of all, put these titties up. Put these titties up. Why do you have white men tattooed on your chest? Do you see the community is not okay? The community is not. The community is not okay. The community is not okay.
No one around you thought it'd be a good idea to renegotiate that horrendous contract you was in for ownership of your masters after that first album? The second album? Third album? The fourth album? Yo. All right, let's get back to business. Who got fucked worse, man? Who got fucked worse? Who got?
What's this look? What's this look, my guy? Hold up, let me see. Was there anything?
Black people is weak.
Oh, Ray J. Hold up, we'll come back. Okay, that's that one girl that was tripping out, and that's her talking about ASAP Rocky shoes. Since we talking about it, we might
I
as
need
well.
Mr. Rocky to take the red fucking patent leather ballerinas off ASAP. Okay, put them back in your motherfucking closet. Do you understand me? No, I'm dead ass motherfucking serious now. Rihanna, Riri, bad girl Ree. This is coming from Young T. I love y'all. I love y'all a lot. I know this ain't this little dirty little pissy hoe. This that little pissy hoe? Better hang up, bitch. I knew it was you. Anyway, back to what the fuck I was saying. Rihanna, I want Rocky to go take them red patent leather ballerina slippers shoes off ASAP. You understand me? Put the shits back in your motherfucker. I need Mr. Rocky to take the closet and tell him don't do that shit no motherfucking more. We know he player. I want him to keep it P. If I catch him in another pair of motherfucking Dorothy ass goddamn type shoes, it's gonna be some suspicions going on, okay? All right? And I'm gonna need you to exit with little Rocking, Bullet, Riot.
So let me get this straight. You from your fucking rooms to go bed. Don't look, I ain't shaking it too bad. I got one too, bitch. Okay. I'm just saying, we broke down here in comparison to Rihanna. You telling Rihanna that she better encroach on her man's creativity in his dress before we all start calling him gay and you leave him because he wearing shoes that you think are friends of Dorothy? I just like to say this shit out loud to y'all so y'all can hear how dumb y'all sound. So don't leave a nigga for cheating on you. Leave him because he wearing some woman shoes. What are them shoes called, y'all? What are those? Is that not those are not penny loafers? No, not penny loafers. What are those called? Y'all know those shoes are called something specific. But either way, Mary Janes. Thank you. Mary Janes. Mary Janes. They're Mary Janes. That's what they were. So yeah, like hey, Erica girl, yes, Mary Janes. So I just kind of feel like, first of all, players and pimps have effeminate things about them. They used to wear long pinky nail rings for cocaine use. They would press and curl their hair. They did a lot of feminine shit that was considered player. And I feel like that's the same thing he's doing with the Mary Janes. I also feel like that might be a play on words as well. Like, I'm wearing Mary Janes while I am smoking my Mary Jane. Listen. You have no idea the inner jokes that might be going on here. But y'all go straight to gay. Y'all go straight to homophobia and threatening somebody with some gay shit. I personally feel like I would love for men to stop like allowing women to do that shit to them. Like, what's something you could say back to a weird ass bitch for saying that? Like, and if I was gay, you would still suck my dick, wouldn't you? Like, right, heels were made by men for short men, like y'all friend Tory Lanez. Okay? Like, it's really, like, it really be like, y'all so toxic. Y'all hoes is toxic. I need y'all to leave these niggas alone. Please let these niggas express themselves the way they want to. This is how they stop going upside everybody's head. Let them express themselves and be a little let them be feminine. Let them do their thing the way they do their thing. Stop flipping the fuck out. If you don't find it attractive, go find you some hyper masculine nigga that's gonna knock you upside the fucking head. But if niggas won't wear they ballerina sandals and shit, let them. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all don't see how weird that is for you to be grown as fuck on the internet telling people not to wear shit because it look gay. Not because it's ugly, but because it look gay. Like, no, bitch, grow up. Now, if we ever want to continue to talk about people wearing them fucking Monica shoes, never meant to cause you no pain. Yeah, like, that's different. Them shoes just ugly. You know what I'm saying? It's just ugly. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But essentially, that's not the same thing as threatening somebody with homophobia. Don't threaten people with homophobia, bitch. That's weird. Right, your baby, you've obviously slobbed on the knob of a nigga that like other niggas your damn self. So why? Oh, I guess you left Rick when you found out what he was into. I know a lot of y'all want to believe that Rick Ross is not one of these, one of these closeted, hood booger gay niggas. I know y'all want to believe that, but let's not forget that Rick Ross used to be a CO down to the jail. And I don't trust nobody that spent a lot of time in jail not to have had their dick sucked by an inmate for a pack of noodles. I don't. Okay? I just, like, I do enjoy Tia calling, all of the wayward, people in her family and shit and cursing everybody out and hanging up on them with an old school flip-flop phone. I do love that. I do. But I'm just saying, why Rihanna can't be with her man and like him and like his shoes, and y'all don't be online talking about, listen, I don't want to see you in them shoes again. I don't want to see you in them ballerina Mary Janes again, nigga. I don't want you to see you in them girl shoes, or we gonna have to tell the people what's really going on out here. We gonna have to tell everybody that you're gay. Yeah, we gonna have to spread that around. We know you've been doing feminine shit this whole time, but we gonna have to go ahead and tell everybody you're gay. And then we gonna bully Rihanna into leaving you and taking the kids and going. And so you're gonna be by yourself and gay. What the fuck? Like, girl, is that where we at with it, Auntie? Yancy, that's where we at with it? Okay, girl, damn. Listen. Well, men, I would like for y'all to know I don't feel that way. And I think it's okay for y'all to do whatever the fuck y'all would like to do. Y'all want to color y'all nails, y'all want to wear whatever shoes y'all want to wear. Like, y'all want to have a little, a little pang in the pop. Okay, like whatever it is. Okay, you want to look like Duckworth. Okay, real straight, fuck nigga, fucks all the lesbians. Like, okay, I believe people should be able to just be left alone and not repeatedly bullied over shit that people will bully you about from the fucking 80s. Like, my God, today. Let's move on. What did Ray J say? Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Because I don't care about what the fuck going on with Benzino. Benzino put out music. 50 Cent said that shit was whack. Then he came back out and tried to act all righteous. But the truth is, 50 wasn't wrong. Nobody wants to hear rap from you. They didn't want to hear it from you back then, and they don't want to hear it from you now. So let's just move on to Ray J. Shall we? Willie Ray?
Black people is weak, bro. Because, bro.
Why you say that? First of all, even though the community is not okay. Even though we know that's how I feel about the black community. I mean, I feel like that about the whole thing, not just black people, everybody. But black people got to be extra about everything. And sometimes when we extra about shit, it's a good thing. And other times when we extra about shit, it's a bad thing. Life is about duality, everybody. You'll be okay with these realizations, okay? Now, look. Ray J is to me what I believe to be allegedly a card-carrying member of the Republican Party by way of MAGA. Okay, so he's a Trump supporter. So I'm never gonna believe he cares that much about black people. He also worked on Zeus Network, and he does a lot of problematic things that makes me feel like he wants black people to stay in this lower level. Because if he didn't, I feel like he would have matured by now. Ray J should almost be 45, 50 years old. And I just don't think 45, 50-year-old men should be running around acting like this. I just don't. And that's my opinion.
Bro, black people don't give a fuck about no black people.
They don't.
Black people don't give a fuck about black people.
They don't.
Period. Nigga be telling niggas like what they going through and shit. And then black people be the first to start talking shit, bro. I don't give a fuck, my nigga.
Oh, what you mean when you was trying to be sincere about Whitney Houston? I ain't dog you out that bad. But you can't be a menace to society and then get mad when people treat you with the same, with the same bullshit that you treat everybody else with. You ain't have no emotions when Princess was crying in the kitchen and shit. You ain't give a fuck. You ain't care when Tiara Marie was crying and shit, and you threw all her shit out on the floor and said she had Massengill and all of that. When at the end of the day, if I'm raw dogging with a nasty ass nigga, of course I'm gonna need all of the products to cure up the VD you done gave me, old fuck ass, dirty dick ass nigga.
Like, life is good, but life could be better, nigga. That's what I'm saying to y'all niggas. Y'all not even reading between the lines. Y'all too stupid to think the niggas is really tripping off some shit when we living good, but we saying living good don't mean nothing to what really matter as far as truth and lies, nigga.
Hello, this is what I say every day, B.
Listen to what I'm saying, you stupid motherfuckers.
That's how I be feeling too, right?
Listen to what the fuck I'm saying, nigga. I'm telling you, Like, we're living too good, nigga, to be quiet, nigga. Fuck living good. We just want to be broke. And we're like, if the truth comes with brokenness, I'd rather run with the broke shit, nigga. These niggas acting like we black people is we not living life all motherfucking day, every goddamn day, 24 hours a day. We having a good time. And then when a nigga want to complain and talk about my truth when I'm trying to protect my kids, black people want to trip. Nigga, fuck black people, nigga. What? Keeping it real, nigga. Fuck black people, nigga. Bro, it's some real niggas out here. There's some real niggas out here, and there's black people that tear black people down. Black people tear black people down, nigga, not white people. White people tear people down because that's what they used to doing. Then black people tear people down because they like it.
No, sir. White people love tearing people down. What are you talking about? White people will love eating each other the fuck alive. They just do it amongst themselves. There's a rule of not disparaging each other in mixed company. Y'all know how y'all feel about every time y'all be like, y'all trying to tear a black person down, even though they didn't already did the embarrassing shit. That's why we talking about it. Our opinions of the dumb shit they've done somehow are us tearing them down, not the dumb shit they've actually done. It's very perplexing. That's the black community for you, though.
They love it. They love tearing black people down, bro. They can't wait till a nigga fuck up. They can't wait till a nigga fuck up, bro.
No, with you are very disrespectful and heartless to people. So we often like to see you get your ass spanked a little bit because we feel like you go throughout your life just causing all these tornadoes and fires everywhere. And then, moonwalking the fuck out of there like you ain't do shit with your little backpack.
These niggas acting like when I'm going on my rants about truth that I fuck my own shit up. Nigga, I'm definitely chilling, nigga.
Oh, you definitely fucked your own shit up. And you may be doing fine and chilling, but you could be doing way better. And you know that.
Y'all got me fucked up. I'm living too good, nigga. That's what I'm saying. It's a problem. Fucking idiots. We not living life.
So yeah, y'all. Me and Ray J may somewhat be on the same page. Y'all picking on everybody. What Mooney Long said?
People act like they see me in public dressed like this. I be going to Walmart like this. And they be like, is that her? They think I can't hear them when I'm walking past. They be like, that's her. I hear you when I can hear you. And I just keep walking. I'll be like, if they don't come saying that to me, I ain't saying that to them. They be like, oh my God, why she in Walmart? Grocery shopping like, baby, I'm a regular person.
Okay, it wasn't this one. It was another one where she was talking about how she wasn't she was just fat. She had just been eating and y'all was trying to diagnose her and shit. She be on live getting y'all together too.
We human, okay? Our weight's gonna go up and down. We're gonna fluctuate. The difference between me and you is I don't give a damn what y'all think about me. As long as I'm alive and I'm breathing, I got family that loves me. I'm healthy. I'm happy. And I'm in the public eye. I feel like I've been sitting here to show y'all what it looked like to just be a human being. Because I'm just being. Right now, I'm fat. I'm fluffy. I enjoy it.
No, you slimmed it.
And what's crazy is I'm only 145 pounds looking like this. Let's talk about what the numbers say when you get on the scale. I just think it's crazy how people are like, oh my God, she looks so fat. She's pregnant. Meanwhile, you got two fupas. Baby, you got to tuck your stomach in your pants. We human, okay? Our weight's
One in the back of the neck.
all I got to do is eat a salad. And I'll be right back. I'll be right back in tip-top shape.
Yeah, okay. She ain't crashing out that hard. That was reasonable to me. That was reasonable to me. I don't know why everybody be getting so upset all the time when people respond to the shit that's being said to them. Let me see. Again? Girl, what the fuck? I ain't even see this shit. Erica Mena goes off on safari after he was posted up fake crying at the Chris Brown concert. The world's poster boy deadbeat at the Chris Brown concert shedding fake tears for yet another man. Your mother should be ashamed. At this point, she's just keeping her foot on his neck. At this point. And to be honest, I think she just be looking at him online and feeling ashamed that she had babies by him. Yeah, this person right here, Ashley Black 2020, said Erica is more disappointed with herself, truth be told. No, for real. She be seeing this nigga and now it's embarrassing. Now it's just like, damn, I can't believe I had babies with this nigga. What was I thinking about? My God, today. Yeah, girl. Y'all don't want to hear it, but trauma and bullshit will have you out here susceptible to a nigga like this. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. My God, today. So let's move on from there because I hadn't even seen that shit. So this was kind of sort of embarrassing to me.
Me and Megan was on good terms. T. Ferris told me that probably wouldn't be a good idea because girls don't like to have more. You know what I'm saying? Right. They want to be the only one and all that type of stuff. So,
who said that? Did the girls say that, or did the men do that? And that's what everybody became accustomed to.
I let it go. You know what I'm saying? But I kept it in my head that when things went south, I was able to hit her back up.
How do you feel about Erica's career right now?
Well, right now, Erica, she's more like known for like the hip hop stuff, the TV stuff instead of her music. She's a real talented artist. That's why I came in and something. I felt like she had the chance to be a star just like Megan. But she wanted to part ways. She wanted to be Megan so much, you know what I'm saying, that she wanted to do everything that Megan did, even fight with me, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. She wanted to be like Megan so much, bro. She wanted to even fight with me like Megan fight with me, because there wasn't no reason for us to be beefing because I had just went through that with her. So my whole thing was like, yo, I don't want to go through this with nobody. Right. So the fact I had to go through it with her too, it was just her, her management, they like real arrogant people, you know what I'm saying? And they want to like listen, you know what I'm saying? And they don't want to like take my lead, you know what I'm saying? Acting like I'm trying to lead people the wrong way. I ain't been doing nothing but leading people down the right way, you know what I'm saying?
That gotta be a little frustrating, right?
It's frustrating because, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I don't want to see none of them do bad, you know what I'm saying? I kind of, when you started something in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Almost like having a kid, almost like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to see them do bad or struggle and all that type of stuff, but I wanted to sign Erica.
I don't know. I don't believe him. He was doing too much hemming and hawing and shit. He was doing he didn't want to say specifically what it was. And I'm more inclined to believe Erica Banks' chain of events. Erica Banks said that he really did her dirty when it came to the contract shit. Like, I believe he didn't want her to it was something about putting out certain music or a certain album. I can't remember exactly what it was. But the reasoning that she gave wasn't that, I'm arguing with him because I want to be like Megan. She was actually talking shit about Megan. So that doesn't even make any sense. I don't think that's what it was. I think that Erica said that the business wasn't right. Eventually, it wasn't doing what she wanted it to do, which a lot of times I feel like these niggas will employ these artists and then say, I'm supposed to be making money off of everything that you're doing. They supposed to be getting you opportunities, but sometimes they will slack on getting you the opportunities and then you getting the shit off your own back, off your own name. So then it's like, why am I paying for this nigga? If he's not really doing anything? I really do feel like the girls sign contracts and niggas make promises that they gonna do all of this shit. And then when it come time to actually do it, they fall off and then they start going look for the next artist that they gonna sign. Or they have whatever other shit they have going on. But I do feel like there's something to be said for y'all collecting these artists and not really handling them appropriately and then tying them up in these contracts and they feel like they stuck and they can't get out. So yeah, I don't really believe him. And I feel like the only reason he came out and apologized for what he went through with Megan is because Megan won, and Megan had the side of some very powerful people. Like, people want to talk shit about Rock Nation, but it is what it is. As far as being a management team. Okay. So anyway, let's press on. Girl, Tammy got married. Tammy Rivera shares a heartfelt message she received from her boo on her birthday. I love you, your one true husband. The most intimate and special dinner with the two most important people in my life. God has truly blessed me with 2 unicorns. I love that for her. They look amazing. Everybody looks really good. Okay. The guy look attractive. She looks beautiful. Like aging well, Tammy. And the daughter is definitely like walking in her footsteps. Just a little cute little thing. Okay? Just a little cute little thing. All right? Happy birthday and many more. You are so amazing. Since we've been together, you've been all the inspiration I could ask for to wake up every day and be fruitful. It is my deepest desire for you to know how much you mean to me and how much I love you. And it's a lot. I pray you enjoy yourself tonight. To my paradise on earth, you are your one true husband. That's so sweet. Your future husband. Oh, he do look like Jocelyn's man. That's real cute. I'm happy for her, though. I'm happy for her. Good for you, girl. You look good. You look good, girl. All right. So y'all know how I love to talk shit about people. But I do love coming to y'all with times where Black people squad up, okay, and they do handle things the right way. Okay. A family pulled up down to the fast food restaurant. The woman who goes by My Dukes on TikTok says she received a text message from her niece revealing that her coworker called her N-word on a job. Not only did she show up immediately, but she brought her husband and sons along. In the video, you could see the girl's uncle speaking with the manager and urging him to terminate the employee, who his niece identified as the white male in the background. As the guy ignores the conversation being had at the cash register between the family and management, the uncle again states that a conversation better be had before he takes control himself. In additional clips posted, the young man was pulled into the back by the manager and fired on the spot. When the uncle circled back for an update, the manager agreed that what happened was completely wrong and unacceptable and that his boss would agree as well. He was then asked for the incident to be documented so his niece could have a record of it and for details to contact upper management. Now the aunt also shared a more lighthearted video that showed her and her group leaving home prepared. Okay, listen, we're gonna watch it.
Yeah, they should be terminated. I want to know if they're going to be terminated. If they're not going to be terminated, we need to go to the next step. Yeah, I'm about to ask her right now. I don't know where she went. I'm gonna find out who it was. Who's calling you a nigga? Who? Manager? No,
him right there?
The white boy calling people niggas?
He don't hear nobody. He don't hear us having this conversation.
So he shouldn't still be working.
And I'm gonna have a talk with him.
Look, you need to have that talk, or I'll have that talk. So figure it out quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a talk. I just have customers.
Deal with it. I'm gonna wait around. But I'll have the talk. Because I want him to call me that.
Yes. And I'm gonna deal with him right now. Okay.
Okay.
After I'm done with the
take care of your business.
Do you guys want to?
No, I don't want nothing. I want you to take care of your business.
Nigga offering them food like they live there. Y'all know nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Taking him to the back. Fired on the spot, buddy. This is them leaving
Nothing
out.
beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right
I cannot.
Per person. That's
listen. You know when a nigga leave the house with no shirt on, we mean business. We mean business. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Okay? Squad up. Jump in the truck. Let's go. The moment he knew he fucked up, taking his time before he gets walked off his job for calling my niece the N-word. Do better, buddy. Follow up after Deegan was fired and walked off the job.
Regional managers.
Who's your boss?
Astrid, yeah.
Who is it?
Astrid.
Astrid?
Yeah, and I'm gonna call her right now.
How do we get on the? Do I need to call corporate? How do I talk to your boss?
I'm not sure how to link. directly get you to my boss, but I'm gonna call my boss right now, explain everything to her. She's gonna agree with me 100% to handle with you guys too. But I told her there's some things that just can't be said.
Yeah, you can't call nobody.
No, exactly. And I told her too. I was unacceptable for you.
So your boss, what you did, what happened? Get it in writing.
Okay, so this is what we like to call community leading, and we're gonna give this black man right here an applause. Okay. All right. I feel I low key like that poor little manager. Okay. But shout out to the families that do what they supposed to do and show up. Okay. Shout out to this girl and her family, because Lord knows when them people play with you on them motherfucking jobs when you like in your early 20s and you a teenager and shit, that shit be so frustrating and scary to have people playing with you on a job like that and making you feel unsafe. So you could call somebody and they come through and make shit happen for you. That's a blessing. So shout out to them. Okay. We love it. All right. We love it. We love to see it. Now, what the fuck is going on here? Oop. Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco sued for $20 million after shaming woman from a viral Usher Cherry video claims they falsely accused her of being married and damaged her reputation. I'm not married, nor am I currently going through a divorce. You better fuck. Y'all don't like seeing older black women that don't fit a stereotype. You know, if y'all don't like seeing these type of women be fawned over and have these types of moments, you old ass terrible niggas. Yeah, y'all get mad when y'all see women get this attention. I said that's too much. Girl. Girl, there goes my baby. That was real hot. I'm sorry, this lady has a real high energy, girl. I want to know what people think you're supposed to do at an Usher concert. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. Is this one maybe No. Child, she was giving it, I'm gonna eat him alive. Girl, wait a fucking minute. Listen, I feel like she was trying to turn that nigga loose. Listen, I'm not mad at it. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I'm not mad at it. That nigga like older women. He likes older women. He almost 45 years old, his goddamn self. I don't know. I think y'all just don't be liking to see women that look a certain way get this type of action. But if she looked a certain way, y'all wouldn't have mind her having her fucking 5 heartbeats moment in a chair and shit. Okay? Baby, come back. Come back. Somebody get Leon on the line. Okay? That lady was hot. Y'all hating. So she's suing them niggas for $20 million because the commentary they did on her. Wait, she claims she's hold on, let me see. Jimalita Tillman slapped Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco and Shay Media with a $20 million lawsuit. I mean, why not? Everybody else suing their ass after they accused her of being married on their nightcap show. If you recall, after the April 2nd, 2025 concert, Chad and Shannon went on to broadcast that Tillman was a married woman and that her husband was filing for divorce following the moment between her and Usher. So you know why that annoys me so much, y'all? I think they deserve this lawsuit. I think they deserve this lawsuit if this is what they did. Because do y'all know how people harass women when y'all put out stories like that about them? Like, do you know how terrible that is to publicly shame a woman like that who, you know what I'm saying? Like, is obscure. Like, don't nobody know that lady. And y'all two grown ass men, because something inside of y'all psyche always wants y'all to create a problem where there is none. If a woman that is of age or older is being seen as sexy or having some type of sexy moment, y'all niggas got to get online and turn that into some sad sob story for the red pill niggas that follow y'all. Sitting up there talking about that lady was she about to file for divorce because her husband mad at her. What? She claims she's not married and is not going through a divorce. The defendant's false narratives were shared widely across the platforms, reaching millions of followers, spreading virally despite my clear and public refutations. She said in her lawsuit, Tillman says that she had to go on national TV to refute their claims and even tried to reach out to them multiple times regarding their false reporting. She alleges that their statement has caused significant damage to her character and reputation as well as emotional stress. Tillman is not playing any games. She filed a $20 million lawsuit insisting this false narrative has affected her personal and professional relationships. Y'all want to talk about how narratives? Yeah. 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 Nah, I'm very much good with her suing. Right. And they don't never shame their homeboys for doing wrong shit. Never shame a man for doing wrong shit because you gotta keep the lie alive. You gotta keep the lie alive. Because I'm mad that people really acting like, you know, like nigga really don't be quoting Martin every day. Keep the lie alive, nigga. If you didn't know where that was from. And it's this camaraderie to act like they not playing in women's faces the way they do. As a collective, as a whole, as a crew, as an organization. And as a motherfucking record company. All that shit. That was fucked up to me. So let's move on. Where do I want to go next? Okay. What is y'all? I really need y'all, this is called desperation. This is called desperation. You see the Jet 2 holiday thing going viral. And so you get your ass up and go to the Jet 2 holiday place to take pictures. I think everybody in the comments can just agree that this is just lame at this point. Like, this is just as lame as them fucking little girl barrettes he had in his hair. Like, get this nigga away from us. Like, the corn is cobbing. The corn is cobbing. Let's take it back to Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp speaks out against being fired from ESPN. Says they did not honor his request to wait until Monday. I'm overshadowing my brother. You ain't overshadowing no fucking body.
Started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him,
that's egotistical as fuck for you to think that your brother going into the Hall of Fame was going to get overshadowed because you got fired. This shit already came out. Ain't nothing worse we could say about this shit. And to be honest, this is one of them lessons that I wish you old country niggas that act like y'all have all of these morals and discipline. This is one of those like old tales that people would always tell you, that what you do will affect the people around you. That's why it's so important not to make terrible fucking decisions like this. And y'all, I'm not saying that we all don't make, but we don't all make $20 million decisions. Like we all don't like make $20 million fucked up decisions. No, we all don't. No, we all don't. Bitch, no, we don't. Okay.
Profusely apologized to him earlier today. He said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. It started, obviously, I'm sure they saw me, you know, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first 2 brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline is going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. You know, that was never my intent. You've been my hero.
I know, y'all. Don't dig deeper. I know. Don't dig deeper, but I'm so sorry I upstaged you like this. Like, I low-key feel like you being fired from ESPN is not the shocker or the big news story you think it is. It is coming off entirely like your ego and a projection, and may not necessarily be how anybody feels. For him to actually say he's upstaging his brother is very egotistical. I'm sorry. That's just how I perceive it.
You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. They saw me, you know, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies.
Girl. Everybody getting sued, I see. Kenya Moore accused of owing nearly $44,000 in rent and other fees by landlord for her hair spa. Moore Vision Media denies claim and filed a counter suit. Somebody said, I thought you and the landlord are suing each other and they are trying to evict you. Can you please clarify? She said, we had a dispute over unpaid improvement allowances. I paid. However, we are working it out. So thank you so much. Okay.
So no matter what happens to this salon, I told you guys when I did the first confessionals, I had a dispute with the landlord. The landlord has not given me back my TIA. That's tenant improvement allowance. I was allotted $79,000 some $100 to improve this place.
You built a whole floor.
I built an entire second floor. I have not gotten a penny back from that. So if I'm not paying rent and they're not paying me TIA, we're at an impasse. So something has got to give. So whether that means I'm going to be in here next year, next month, next week, we'll see. So keep trying, because I'm just going to climb regardless if I'm here or not. Because I'm self-made from the time I was 17 years old. I never had to get on my knees or on my back to make $1.
I know that's right.
Okay, I'm talented, I'm educated, I'm smart, and I'm driven, and I'm favored.
I just want to say, I know I'm about to say something that's going to really upset a lot of y'all, but I don't think there's anything to judge the girls about who got on their backs. I think their attitudes and their personalities are enough to judge them on. But laying on your back for $1, I don't feel like I need to judge you for that. Me personally, I think that's some 99 and some 2000 way of thinking. I used to think like that. I used to feel like, you know, oh, I'm better than you because I ain't have to fuck nobody for $1. Jobs will sometimes make you feel like you bending over. Sometimes a 9 to 5 will make you feel like you are bending over and your ass hurts. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Okay, and here, listen. At least it wasn't for free. Hello today, because I personally feel like there are some any decisions that women make when it comes to their bodies, they're the ones that are going to regret those things. Like they're gonna get the punishment for that. When you have babies you don't want. You know what I'm saying? When you have surgeries that you shouldn't have gotten, like there are just all of these ways that women use their bodies or, you know, harm their bodies for whatever reason. And I just kind of feel like they're the ones that are going to have to deal with how that's harmed them. I don't think we should make that a reflection of us. And I think a lot of the times, you know, women will feel like, oh, that's why the men treat us this way. And no, that's not why they treat us this way. Because as somebody that has never led with her sexuality, no matter how I might look, I never lead with it. I feel like I've still been disrespected and called a whore and seemed as if I was fast and all of this shit when I was a virgin until I was 19 years old. So I definitely feel like as a Black woman, you will get the moniker of these names that really don't match any of your actions, which is why I feel like I don't really like calling people a hoe just because. No, if you a hoe, it's because you out here fucking everybody. And I'm more so inclined to call men hoes than not. And the only time I bring up a woman being a whore is when she calling somebody else a whore. So I could like make you feel like, bitch, what is you talking about? Like you a hoe too. What you mean? Like when Masika was going in on Brittany Renner last week, and I was just like, girl, the things you have done for dick, please stop. Girl, please stop. Don't act like you ain't been out here running, jumping, flipping, doing all kind of fucking, you know, aerobics and shit for dick, girl. You've done a lot for the dick. Let's not. That's all, y'all. I'm not saying that everybody should do it, but I do feel like the girls that require $1 for their coochie usually get more out of it than women that don't. And that just depends. Because sometimes we have meaningful connections with people, and that's more valuable than always worrying about $1. Absolutely. But a lot of times a bitch do a lot of emotional lifting and the nigga be like milking you and you wish you would have just had a nice date and went your ass back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But you know, being a whore is not the same thing as like being a murderer. Like, I'm sorry. I know y'all be out here, you know, feeling like these things are all degenerate. And I feel like, depends how you do it. Think with everything. It's how you do it. It's how you hoe. Okay? Because some people are very classy based and they whoredom. And some people are giving up so much of themselves to one person that they might as well be a whore because they slutting themselves out anyway. Okay? I'm just saying, girl. I saw this today, and I just want to play this for the girls before we get to Chantel, okay? But I want to play this for the girls because I really appreciated this woman saying this. And maybe because she looks like this, people won't tear her apart the way they would a Black woman who would say something like this. I'll continue.
Sorry, but I love being a single mom. I prefer being a single mom. I've done the whole baby mama, baby daddy thing, being a couple right from the hospital, moving in together with our kid. I just don't like it. I don't like having to wake up, feed a man, feed my baby, and I don't eat till what? Noon? Constantly have to do everything. Have 2 babies, a grown-ass man baby, and then take care of my kid. Like, no, I like just being by myself with my kid, taking care of my kid, just living life. I like not having to give my body to a man every damn day or whenever the hell they want it. I like not having to give my throat to a man every day. Like, I'm just chilling, being celibate, doing me and taking care of my daughter. I love it. It's peaceful. It's so peaceful. Some girls have good baby daddies, good partners, and they like it. But me personally, I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a man. I can die peacefully, living peacefully. Like, we're just out here chilling. I blew up a whole pool thing for her, and now I'm just chilling, sitting here, chilling peacefully, not having to worry about no fucking man. I like being a single mom personally, and I even prayed before I had a kid to God, give me a baby without the man, and it worked out in my favor. I love it. I love being a single mom.
I feel like a lot of the girls are having this type of life, but I wanted to talk about this comment. Like Evelyn told Brittany, you hunching 100 men and don't have nothing to show for it. I wouldn't say that. I feel like, first of all, that is yet to be determined. But let's be very clear. If fucking a man gets you on a reality show in order to make money, if fucking a man gets you child support that helps you cover some of your bills, which I don't think that's Brittany Renner. I don't think she's getting enough to help her cover her bills. I think she's getting just enough to take care of the child. Okay? But essentially, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I don't think we can really say this because sometimes I feel like women have to have an experience when they go through certain things. I also feel like there's a reason for that. I feel like the reason why women have sex with so many men like that or use their bodies like dish rags is usually because of some trauma. And you know, everybody like, oh, we all, but that's why, y'all. You want to talk about why things are happening. That's why. And then on top of that, I feel like sometimes when women do have, you know, introspection on top of going through a lot of men like that, they really do end up having great lives at the end of it. Like I know people hate to compare, but I do feel like there is an intellect in there somewhere with Brittany Renner. I feel like Brittany Renner is smart. And I think that, like a lot of women, you let your emotions and your heart and all of that bullshit pull you out of what you know to be true about how you need to handle your shit. But you let love and religion and a lot of these things, you know, disillusion you. Or have you disillusioned? Having you like, am I using the wrong word? I might be using the wrong word. But they'll have you believing some bullshit. Like they'll have you living in a fairy tale, not seeing things for what they really are, which is that nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And even in finding a good partner, it requires still a lot of work on your part because you can't look at somebody else as if they're always the one responsible for filling your cup. That's wild. Men to women and women to men. And so I feel like there are a lot of women out there that have fucked up childhoods, terrible mothers, and they may view themselves as something to their sex to be used because what else do I have? I'm not being taught to like anything about myself, but what I do know is niggas like coochie and niggas think I'm pretty. So I can use that to my benefit to have a cushier life or to be closer to important people. And I'm just using Corinne Steffens as a, you know, as an example of somebody who y'all might say that same thing about. But essentially, once they get the lesson and they go through enough of this fucked up shit, they eventually get more comfortable, less, you know, hoary lives. People go through, you know, like people go through the ebbs and flows of this shit. Sometimes you in a whole phase, sometimes you not. Sometimes you want to have sex with everybody, sometimes you don't want to have sex with no fucking body. Sometimes you turned on all the time and it's aquafina, and other times it's dry like the fucking desert and nobody wants to be bothered. Stop touching me. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like throughout life, we all have these different, our hormones dictate it, time, whatever we going through dictates it. But sometimes the judgment of women being whores, I just want us to be a little bit more like real and reflective about that. We can, like, y'all know I don't take shit too seriously. We can all joke. Because, you know, a whore. I'll call you a whore, girl. Okay? So please don't misunderstand me. I just want us to not always be placing this judgment on other women for what they do with their coochies, because it's really not fair when you really break it all the way down. It's really not fair. Like that's, you know, I don't think that's something we should do to each other. That like, because what do we have to do with another woman's coochie for real? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that bitch doing with her coochie. I just would love for her to wear condoms or protect herself from STDs, but I can only be as responsible, you know, I can only be responsible for my coochie. I'm walking around with my coochie all day. You know what I'm saying? Brittany is younger than Evelyn, and Evelyn got her money and from her rich baby daddies and ex-husband. She is in no place to judge her. I agree. I agree. I feel that's what I'm saying. Basketball wives has always been so fucking perplexing to me because that's a good segue, girl. But I love that video that lady made. But basketball wives has always been so perplexing to me because it's the women that made it past a certain point. So they can now look back at all the other women like you a hoe and I'm a wife, when everybody was getting on their knees and sucking baller dick to get where we are today. Like, just because he married you doesn't change the fact that you was open and ready to get fucked on by a basketball star so that you could get a comfortable life. Also, you could be with a man that you attracted to, because a lot of basketball players are attractive. I'm not saying Shaq is, okay? But I feel like, for a tall, light-skinned nigga, I could see, Doug Christie. I could see why the girls is going crazy and shit. Some of these men I could see. I don't know why anybody was going crazy for Jennifer Williams' husband, but something tells me that it's not that women was going crazy for them. They're around women that are being paid to fuck. They're around girls that are like bottle service girls. They're dancers. Like, it's people that are around you simply because you a baller, you can get access to women, but not because anybody likes you. Okay. So I just kind of feel like you never know, because I feel like there are basketball players that are attractive and people try to act like the only reason somebody with them is because they got money. And I'm like, child, please, that nigga would have coochie if he was broke. What are you talking about? Like, there are so many niggas out there that all you got, like, they got so many unattractive niggas that's got women with money or women that's gonna pay bills or help them get out of situations. There are so many women with ugly, broke niggas around them. We don't even need niggas to be cute these days. We just need them to have good hygiene and know how to spruce themselves up a little bit. Nobody even ask y'all to be pretty no more. Nobody ask you niggas to be no Rick Fox. Nobody ask y'all to be handsome these days. They don't even ask you niggas to be in shape. All y'all, now women have convinced themselves they like fat niggas with big bellies. Everybody's convinced themselves, child, y'all can like all of that muscle, but I likes me a nigga with a belly. Okay, Sharon. Okay. Fuck. Okay. We convince ourselves to like niggas that aren't as attractive. Y'all can stop playing with me. Okay? And honestly, attractive niggas can sometimes think they're prettier than women, and don't nobody feel like dealing with that either, because your personality can make you less attractive to me. But yeah, good hygiene, good earnings, good dick. Be able to get me to the top of the mountain and slide me off the side. That's all we need. Like, so it's just so perplexing to me when they just think in general. For instance, I know we ribbed the fuck out of Cam Newton, but if we're gonna act like Cam Newton wouldn't have a bitch if he was broke, I feel like we're not being honest with ourselves. Just being a big nigga. You know how many women love them a big nigga? Oh my God, he's just so big. Like, people love big ass niggas. It don't matter whether Cam had money or not. There would be a bitch like Jazzy somewhere willing to do whatever, to bend over and have his broke ass sleeping on her sofa and funking up her living room. I don't know where anybody's living, but I feel like it, you really got to push niggas to do well a lot of the time. Okay? And then when these niggas do well, say they got money, they still not that attractive. Y'all are lying to yourselves thinking that women are not attracted to other attractive people. I'll be out here being delusional as fuck, man. Like, come on. Like, it's the stuff that men tell themselves because they want to make their abusive women okay. So keep acting like women are only with men for money and no woman actually loves a broke man, when all I have seen throughout my life is niggas make mediocre money and have women making that same type of money or more and still be doting on these niggas, protecting their image, cooking, cleaning, fucking, sucking, dealing with cheating and everything else, and both people going to work. I don't know where y'all live. I don't know where y'all live. I really don't. I see beautiful women with ugly niggas and ugly masked women all the time. Be looking at some of these couples like, that nigga must have a good personality or some money or some good dick. Because, there is a archetype of ugly nigga that has excellent penis, Be like, girl, I know he ain't nothing to look at, but you turn the lights out. Oh, y'all, what was the movie? Another now that we're grown that I did. For people that don't know, I did that. What was it, y'all? Two Can Play That Game. On Two Can Play That Game, Bobby Brown. They was asking why the fuck she did all of that for Bobby Brown's character. And it's because Bobby Brown was okay, doing all of this. Bobby was doing exactly what he was doing to Whitney. Wearing the pussy out, huh? Tore the pussy up, huh? Come on, bro. Stop playing. Stop playing. But speaking of people going through the highways and byways, not doing what the Lord told them to do for dick, let's get to Jacqueline Christie. Let's get to Jackie Christie, because y'all told my ass up about Jackie Christie. And I just feel like I love the fact that everybody is kind of feeling like maybe they moved too quickly in their assessment of this situation. Okay, because I'm hearing a lot of the things that I was saying being repeated in this interview. Not to say they got it directly from me, but I enjoy being a part of the people that, a lot of times will get this shit correct the first time. So we ain't got to keep doing all of these sit downs and shit. Let's talk.
James can be true plenty of times. The B word? Absolutely. Okay. Like you tell me at 12 years old to my face, I hate you, verbatim. That is a moment I will never forget. Why did she say that? We were just in the middle of one of our many heated arguments, disputes about whatever it may have been. And it just got to a point where she was like, I hate you. And I think that out of all of her kids, out of all three of us, I'm the most outspoken. I'm the one that is like pedal to the floor, right? I've always been that way. Anybody that knows me knows that. And that's something that I need to work on. That's something that I need to change about myself and improve on. But this didn't come out of nowhere. And it definitely.
I don't know if you need to improve on speaking up for yourself. You may need to improve on when it needs to be said. Because I know, like, for me personally, I just had to, refine when I say things. First of all, I'm getting paid to be up here. People enjoy my commentary as much as they complain about me. Okay? They enjoy my commentary for the most part. All right. I do think it's something to have 1,000 people in my live every time I get up here for the most part. I do think that's a lot of people to want to watch me talk. Okay. So I'm always still feeling blessed about it. But essentially, we get up here and give an opinion about a situation. But everybody be losing their fucking minds low key when they respond to these things and they don't really pay attention or listen to anything. And they think we just be like, you think I'm just up here talking for no reason? No, bro. Like we're breaking it down. We're looking at it for what it represents in real life and all of those things. But to me, I feel like it was always very obvious that Jackie Christie was somebody that resented her kids because they took her away from her man. Are we really going to act like basketball wives are not a group of women that chase behind men and then, kind of neglect their kids, so to speak, the way they move from relationship to relationship, the way they don't consider for real who these men are before they get into relationships with them and they end up getting in abusive relationships with these niggas? Or relationships where the men are not there, or the relationship, the man is cheating all of the time. And then now the child got to watch you go through the umpteenth toxic relationship with the umpteenth nigga that you done brought around. Like, Jackie is an archetype of a mother. So that's why I don't know why everybody asks as if they've never seen Jackie before.
It really didn't happen for the sake of this show. This is who I've been. And the instances that we've.
But I say all of that to say I feel like Chantel should speak up for herself. And there's a refinement that needs to happen. And when I say that is because I know how my entire life I've been the person that says the shit that people don't want to hear, even if it is the truth. And that's always kind of upset people about me. I know that. That's why I feel like I was bred for this shit. I respond to it, but I'm still like good. You know what I'm saying? It's still something I enjoy doing. I even enjoy arguing with you motherfuckers sometimes because I know I'm right about some of this stuff. And then also, how you gonna argue with me about my opinion? But either way, opinion or not, I feel like I do assess situations between people really well because I read people really well. And that comes from my understanding of people and being empathetic and putting myself in other people's shoes and being able to like assess it. But you have to stand up for yourself, Chantel. You can't like let this make you feel like you shouldn't stand up for yourself. And I did say in my original commentary that what she gave is somebody that is tired of their parent bullying them and they're telling themselves, I have to stand up for myself. I have to speak up for myself. You could tell that that's what she was going through. I could see it physically in the way that she hesitated to hit her mom back. She wanted to hit her back, but she also felt like I can't hit her back. There was a hesitation. So she let security get in between them. She threw her purse. She called her a bitch, but she could have instantly went back and hit her if she wanted to. And she didn't. I don't think she really wanted that type of energy with her mama. And that's what she expressed in this interview, but also just being tired of Jackie playing these games.
Had that have been very heated. It's never gotten physical, but it's gotten right there.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. I'm gonna keep that up and I'm gonna let her finish this part.
The words that are being exchanged, the things that are being said, this is not new. This didn't come out of nowhere. Like, this is things can be true. This is, we've had those really hard moments where it's like, I cannot believe that you're my mom. And maybe at times she thought, I can't believe you're my daughter. I don't know.
Would you call her the B word back?
I don't think that I've ever called her the B word to her face until we got to Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at 12 years old, your mother says, I hate you, as you guys were arguing. And as a 12-year-old girl, that chips away.
Absolutely.
At your confidence, and it chips away at your ability.
I think that, I don't know, I think expressing the things that she said to a lot of people, it would come off as like, that was a typical Black household. Like, your mom put fear in your heart, she talked down to you, but for me, that wasn't the type of parenting that I needed, right? And I've learned through being a mother myself that you have to kind of meet your kids where they are and you have to handle them differently. And so I think that maybe, and this is where I give her grace, maybe you didn't know how to be a parent. We've had those really hard moments where it's like, I cannot believe that you're my mom. And maybe at times she thought, I can't believe you're my daughter. I don't know.
Would you call her the B word back?
I want to be a parent, right? Maybe you did.
Hey, get out of here with that. Sorry, y'all. My dogs aren't here. So I want to comment to this comment. Sorry, but I don't think Chantel is the victim she claims to be. She seems like a spoiled brat to me. Okay, so let's talk about that. There are actual clips on the internet of Jackie Christie saying that, hey, get down. There are actual clips on the internet of Jackie Christie saying, I know I wasn't around, but y'all had everything y'all needed financially and y'all grandmother was right down the hallway. So Jackie Christie is essentially saying, yeah, I know I wasn't around a lot. I admit it, but I feel like you should have been okay because your grandmother was there. Do y'all feel like because somebody is raised by their grandmother, that means that they don't miss or feel the loss of their mother not being there, especially if their mother lives in the house with them? Do you feel like that would be a lie or something? And I feel like when people say things like this, I don't believe she's a spoiled brat. Like, this is actually very triggering to me because people used to call me spoiled all the time. And it was because my parents financially took care of me. So because I always had my hair done and I always had nice clothes on, that means that I'm in no way, shape, or form able to say that I'm not having a good experience with my parents because they're financially taking care of me. And I think a lot of the times y'all explain away abuse to children as long as you can see that the parents provided them financially, even though y'all know in real life that money is not enough. Y'all got to know that, right? You have to know that money is not enough. And children want the love and validation and kindness from their parents. Y'all got to know that, right? I know as the Black community, we're very used to our parents not liking us and shit. But my God, So this lady in the comments says, listen, no cap. At 12, I hated my daughter too. I hated the way she acted, she talked, because that preteen attitude was rearing its ugly head. I hated her ass at 16 too, when she thought she knew every damn thing. I'm not saying Jackie is right, because y'all wrong with one part of the statement. I'm saying just like some folks sympathize with Chantel, some of us moms can empathize with Jackie. End of the day, Chantel, seek help. So to me, this statement is so like wild to me, because I think y'all think it's okay to say y'all hate y'all kids. And then it's like, oh, well, y'all feel bad because y'all was abused by a parent. Well, guess what? I feel bad for Jackie because I hated my 12-year-old. You hated the kid who you know was going through like hormones and shit. So even though you experienced it and it was annoying, you haven't stepped away from it like, I understand that she was just being a teenager and we've gotten better now. Like, you still telling us that you hated your kid. And I don't know, but I feel like hate is a strong fucking word to say. I don't think I've ever like as an adult said that I hated anybody in my family. Specifically not my mom, not even my fucking dad. I never said I hated him because I don't. I really don't. I wish he was better to me. I wish he was a better person to me. I do, so deeply. But I loved him to death. Literally loved him till the day he died, was there, and put aside any feelings that I had to show up for him. So it's very annoying to me that y'all don't like people to even vocalize what they've gone through when it comes to being abused by their parents, even if they show up. You know what I mean? Like with me, like saying you need to hurry up and heal. I did right by my dead daddy, bitch. I showed up on the days he was having surgery. I spent the weekend with him. I smoked a little ganja with my daddy when he was going through chemo. I did what I was supposed to do. I still showed up. You don't get to tell me that I'm not healed because I'm talking about what I went through. Because I'm relating it to Chantel, understanding what it's like to grow up in a household with a parent that enables the abuse and a parent that actually is doing the abusing. And Chantel says that she didn't physically hit her, but the verbal and the emotional. And y'all, moms are the people that's supposed to be like emotionally validating or secure. So when you have a mom that talks terribly to you, that shit is extremely traumatizing. Are y'all okay? This lady is seriously talking about she hate her daughter and then says that Chantel needs to seek help. Bitch, you and Jackie Christie need to seek help. But we glad y'all telling on yourselves, because what did I say? What did I say in my first video that pissed everybody off? A lot of y'all hate y'all fucking kids. And so y'all think it's okay to abuse them because you hate them. And then y'all write this shit and act like motherfuckers is wrong for calling you out on hating y'all kids. Zero accountability. You must didn't watch it. Chantel said maybe I shouldn't have acted this way. But Jackie is the person that made me this way because of the things that she said and did to me. And she goes into detail and y'all dismiss it because you want to be on one side. You don't want to see the full picture.
You didn't understand how to be a mother, how to talk to your kids, how to problem solve and be kind and gentle and all of those things. I can give you grace, but you can't tell me that I didn't experience what I experienced. Right. And so that's where the rub comes in, because it's like you want to rewrite history and tell me I didn't do that. I gave you everything. I gave you the best life. You did. You could provide all of the material things. He made millions of dollars and you could provide all of the things. That doesn't take away from the fact that I felt like you was talking to me really crazy, or I feel like you were emotionally abusive, or that's to be a parent, right?
Let me say this. And folks don't really hate their kids. They hate being a single mom. Ma'am, you know that's not true. You know people hate their kids. There's a lot of evidence of people abusing, harming, exploiting their kids. People do hate their kids because people don't really want to be responsible for what it takes to be patient with little children whose brains are still forming and who are not fully in charge of their emotions. Children are difficult to deal with. People absolutely hate their kids. Jackie Christie is not a single mom. Jackie Christie was not a single mom. And she still told her daughter, I hate you. And not only did she have a husband, she had her mama there to help her. She had a lot of help. And you don't say that shit to somebody, especially not no fucking child. I don't care how mad you are, bitch. You go say that shit to your husband or something. You go say that shit to somebody that's not your child, but you don't verbalize that shit to a 12-year-old, you nut. I'm talking to Jackie.
People fail to realize, and I shared this with some of the girls off camera, is that when I was 27, I've always had really bad migraines and headaches. I went to the doctor, I got MRIs and all these scans, and the neurologist came back with, you have an aneurysm on the right side of your brain. This is something that obviously my parents are aware of. I've told all of my close loved ones, like, if something ever happens to me, like it could be that, you just never know. Like, we know that I've tried for the last 5 years to live a very stress-free life. That's why I was out the way. So I wasn't in nobody's blogs. That's why I was just out the way living a very peaceful life. You brought me here. You stressed me to the point of disbelief, and then you aim for my head.
So for everybody that keeps saying she shouldn't have never came to the show, she shouldn't have never came to the show. It seems like Jackie is the one that asked her to come to the show. You know why? Because there are moms out there that really care more about how they look on a reality show or a reality show being successful. I'm telling y'all, it has always felt like Jackie cared way more about Basketball Wives and Doug than anything else. Like, it's always felt like that to me. And I feel like basically Jackie knew that this would be good for the show and would get people watching. I even said the only reason I was actually watching it is to see what was going to happen between them. Jackie knew exactly what she was doing, bringing Chantel on the show. Y'all think that Chantel set Jackie Christie up, and it's more than likely that Jackie Christie set Chantel up because she knew it would draw a lot of people to the show. And y'all know how it has always been on the forefront of her mind to keep this show on. And I would like to remind y'all from a previous video I did this week about how often people like to exploit their children's emotions for clicks and views. People do it on social media all the damn time. Thank you, J. Ray, for the super chat, boo. The interview did nothing but confirm even more Jackie is the problem. Jack even posted a clip of an old vow renewal, and Doug said Jack raised him. He gives me abuse victim vibes. Perfect enabler. Definitely somebody that is in fear of how she can embarrass him. Definitely. Do y'all remember when she did that not too long ago, that BDSM photo shoot with him where she had him on all fours? Do y'all remember that? Thank you for another one, J. Ray. Also, how is Chantel spoiled when she moved out at 18? No financial help. Her sis been on her own with 4 kids and needed a GoFundMe. They prefer distance. Yeah, no, it's definitely not given that the kids are actually spoiled. But you want to perceive them that way because their family has money.
Yeah. I'm not going to wear what they're putting on me. I'm not going to do that, Carlos. I'm not. If that means that they feel like I'm not taking account. People fail to realize, and I shared this with some of the girls off camera, is that when I was 27, I've always had really bad migraines and headaches. I went to the doctor, I got MRIs and all these scans, and the neurologist came back with, you have an aneurysm on the right side of your brain. This is something that obviously my parents are aware of. I've told all of my close loved ones, like, if something ever happens to me, like it could be that, you just never know. Like, we know that I've tried for the last 5 years to live a very stress that they feel like I'm not taking accountability or whatever. That's okay with me. I take accountability for where I went wrong. Maybe I never should have gone up to the room when she asked for the conversation. Undoubtedly, I should have walked out the door when I was standing at it. I understand that. But nobody can tell me how to handle pain that they have not experienced. It is a different, triggering, crazy circumstance to be in when you're in it. It's so easy to sit there, turn on the TV every Monday. Oh, she's so disrespectful to her mom. Oh, how is she acting like this? Why is she acting like this? When you don't know the backstory. when you already have in your mind that this is the fan favorite, that we ride with Jackie, right or wrong. I see all of these comments that say, but that's still your mother.
Which is not an excuse to me. That's not an excuse to me. And I keep telling y'all, I'm so sorry, Black people. But the only way that we're actually going to be better to each other is if we stop using these labels as a way to excuse bad behavior. But she's your mother. And what's your motherfucking point? What's your point? Once people become adults, the truth of the matter is you have to be worthy of the relationship in order for it to continue to happen. You're not just owed your children's energy and time simply because you had them. That was your choice. It was your choice to have them. Most of the time, it's your choice to have them, to raise them. And then when they become adults, it's their choice whether they continue to have a relationship with you. That's why it's so important for you to like actually think about how you handle your children and don't just be so dismissive when people are talking about these things.
So let her do anything she wants to me. Let her bring up things that she promised she wouldn't. Let her try to get some random guy that I've never even met to bring some tea about me to this show. Let her talk about grandparents' rights when she knows that I'm in the middle of this case. At what point do you say, you know what, enough is enough? Now, the difference is everybody is telling me, well, you should have just walked away. Duh. Guy that I've never even met to bring some tea about me to.
Right. Meaning that we all know what we should have, could have done in these moments. And it doesn't mean that we're not justified. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that there wasn't a reason. So anyway, these are some of the comments. She knew she had that before she took her narcissistic, simple-minded ass on that show. Okay, Dade County girl from a private page with an over-filtered Abby. I love when y'all do that. You and your aneurysm should have walked out the door instead of turning around and bothering your mother. Okay. Was the aneurysm the excuse for her behavior? Chantel, bye. Okay. This shit is so baseless. We did not need this raggedy ass interview. Y'all been tearing that girl up, but y'all don't want to hear her side of what fully happened. That's interesting. If Jackie came out and said something, would y'all feel the same way? Maybe you shouldn't be antagonizing people, especially your mama, if you know physical altercations put your life at risk. You started with her. That is a very, very immature way of thinking about a relationship between a mother and daughter. I think that's very immature. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all hate when I say shit like this, but I think it's extremely immature to say that because you're talking like you're talking about two peers when you say something like that. You started it first. Like, okay, girl, damn. Why are you even on the show? Y'all didn't listen. Her mom asked her to come on the show. Like, people are responding from their emotions, and it's really weird the way they're not actually listening, hearing anything that is being said. They're just looking for the point to judge and say the same thing. Maybe you shouldn't have pushed your mother when you know she likes to fight. I think that's very interesting to tell somebody, to frame it in such a way. Hold up, y'all. I think it's so interesting to keep saying shit like that. Like, your mom's abusive, so why are you arguing with her? You know how your mom is. It's like, when do y'all ever hold the adult accountable? Like, there is no accountability for Jackie at all in this situation. All of the accountability is being put on Chantel. And I'm sorry, but I think that is some weirdo shit. I think it's some weirdo shit. So now we about to play a portion of the 2-hour live because I wanted to play some of this. Hold up. And then I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I want to go watch Erica De Niro's video that she made. Hey, girl, thank you for the super chat. Chantel said, don't touch me, then shoved her. So what do you think happened seconds before that Jackie walked up to her like she was about to put her hands on her? That's what it looked like to me. And then she said Jackie actually touched her, which is, I think, the part I'm about to play. I think that's that because I just know I was like, okay, 13 minutes in, 13 minutes before it ended, I wanted to go back to that.
They're like, oh, you all up everyone's ass. You want to be her friend so bad. Look what she did to your mom. If you watch this show, on one of the opening scenes, it was Jackie and Evelyn. They was out baby shopping. And Jackie said out of her own mouth, I want you to get to know my daughter. I want you to get to know Shani. She's in town. But now I'm wrong because I talked to the lady and gave her a conversation. Like, I just don't, people are picking and choosing what they see. And I get it that that's reality TV and whatever, but somewhere along the way, we've just veered so far off from the real in reality TV. And everybody is so used to come sit down, have a drink, let's talk about each other. Da, da, da. I would rather be on TV dealing with a real situation, no matter how traumatic or whatever that may have been with me and my mom. I would rather that any day over me sitting here arguing with random castmates that I just met about a bag or a man, or this was a real situation. And you may not like the way that I handled it, but this is my real life. And that's what we'll live on.
Ming Lee has since released a statement apologizing to Jackie, saying she watched the footage as a mother with a daughter. She regrets stepping in. And
that they're putting on me. I'm not going to toxic behavior simply because of their title. How that push looks like, well, girl,
oh, here you go.
There was no real contact that was made other than her pushing me into the camera. Her intention was to understand now through months of healing and therapy and all these things that I have a burden to be better. I understand that now, but in that moment, oh, lady, oh my, that was a really heavy night for me. That was a really dark time. And I know that I didn't come to that place out of nowhere. And I didn't go into that scene. I didn't even come onto this season with the intent to embarrass Jackie, to trick her out her spot. All these things that people are saying, that was never.
I don't think she was trying to trick her out her spot. I felt like she wanted to embarrass her, but it was more so I want to hold you accountable, and you view being accountable to your child as an embarrassment. So that's how I view it. Not in a way that I felt like, because I feel like it's really hard to embarrass somebody to act like they don't give a fuck all the time. So what's the pressure point? The truth is the truth. If the truth is embarrassing, then maybe we need to talk about the person that we're talking about here.
For my intention.
Call her Jackie. Is that y'all thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why I'm like, now mind you, y'all want to pick.
Always called her Jackie. I'm gonna need for y'all not to be picking shit out of nowhere. Like, she's always called her Jackie.
And choose. Ming get on live and she called her mom Vicky. And don't nobody blink twice. But when I call Jackie, no, I call Jackie at Christmas time. That's just art. Like, it's never.
That's how dynamic since child.
Yes,
Okay.
it's never been in a disrespectful way. I understand watching that. It's like, oh, she was yelling at her and she called her Jackie. I answered the phone when we on good terms. Jackie, what is it now? Like, that's just our dynamic.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to put that. I'm like, girl. Okay. So obviously, listen. When I saw the moment of you and your mother's altercation, and I'm being very honest with you, and I even said this in my recap, I felt awful. I felt awful as a viewer watching that because it was something like, I don't want to see.
Okay, what made you feel like she wants to take her spot? What did she say exactly that made you feel like she wants to take her spot?
This. I don't want to see this. I felt that way as a viewer. In that moment, of course, people are saying, Chantel, you deserve it. You pushed your mother, and people are just saying, Chantel, your mother should have been worse to you. When that happened, your mother, and I want, did she make contact with you?
She didn't. She pushed me into the camera. Like, she balled up her fist and kind of tried to, like, she was aiming for my head. But because I ducked out the way, I fell into the cameraman. That's how the finger ended up bleeding. Like, it wasn't, there was no real contact that was made other than her pushing me into the camera. Her intention was to probably sock me in between the washer and dryer or whatever they on here saying, but that's not the way that happened. It didn't land. I wasn't, as you see in the next scene, like, it didn't happen.
Then why did you go back and tell the girl she hit you?
I think that for me, and what I want people to understand is I can see how it looks like I was a liar. When I left that scene and I went back down there and I explained to the women what happened, this is 15, 20 minutes after this altercation with my mom. Now, should I have left that room and went to my own? Absolutely. That should have been the end of it, right? But as a producer, I think you can understand sometimes when you're in the moment and we're filming this show, if you got the mic on, like, you're trying to kind of complete this story, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Listen, things get cloudy. And again, I'm just being real. And that's why it's the beauty of this podcast, because I am a producer. Anytime a big altercation happens on any of my shows, right? What I need y'all to understand is cast member called to ask for a play-by-play because things happen so fast.
Now, anytime I've gotten into a fight, I've always called somebody to ask what happened. Because in my experience, when you are in a fight, it is very cloudy how things happen because they happen so quickly. You might feel like this happened a certain way and somebody was like, nah, bitch, like, it actually happened like this.
As that you don't remember things, and sometimes it happens so fast. So I will say this, and I'm not making no excuses. As a producer, from Pillow Talk on Atlanta Housewives, all the girls called me and said what happened, to Love and Hip Hop. They all called me, be like, now what really went down? Because it is cloudy. So I will say that does happen, yes. So at that moment, did you feel like when you walked back and told them she hit me is because you thought she hit you, or did the memory of
it was the attempt? It was the attempt.
She didn't make contact with you. Like, what was your thought
I think
process?
it was all very blurry for me, and I think that I led with she swung on me.
Yes.
And
I'm
I
sorry.
think
Yes,
that it morphed into
Yes, you
she
did.
really put her hands on me because I was just
She
in
did.
disbelief that you really balled up your fist and tried to aim for my head like I was a stranger in the street simply because I pushed you off of me. And I feel like that's what the viewers are. They're being willfully ignorant in this way. You put your hand on my elbow, knowing that I'm upset, whether you were trying to usher me out the room or not, whether I should have left out the door or not. As my mother, you know that I'm upset. You know that touching me is going to send me off. You're trying to not sun me, but you're trying to come on.
No, she was sunning you. She was sunning you. And I said that. I said she was being condescending to her. The whole vibe is, I'm not about to deal with you, little girl. So let me just go ahead and get you up out of here. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, it was.
You get what I'm saying? And because I've already made up in my mind that this is the game that you're playing and this is the narrative that you're going with, like, watch out. Don't do that. You get what I'm saying? I see now how that push looks like. Well, girl, you started it and you deserve everything that was coming to you. That is not how I felt in that moment. And that's still not how I feel today. Should I have pushed her? Absolutely not. I don't want my kids to put their hands on me. I do.
When she was walking out the door to leave and Jackie's on her phone and Jackie's like, okay, sweetie. Okay, honey. Like all of that shit, that was taunting her. And I do feel like that's the overall attitude. Yes, very dismissive, condescending. That's the vibe that Jackie was giving her. I do feel like that's triggering when you telling your mama, bitch, I'm mad at you about something and I want to have a real conversation and you dismissing me like it don't matter. And then you're emoting as if you're unbothered by me. I'm your kid and you're being emotionally unbothered by me, bitch. Okay, I'm upset.
I want my kids to treat me that way. No. But will I do to my kids what my mom has done to me? No. So I guess we'll never know. But I know that in that moment, I felt like, don't touch me. Like, you hear me say, don't touch me. Now, whether or not y'all want to acknowledge that her hand was on my elbow, whether or not you want to acknowledge that I'm upset and I'm angry and I'm just, you can see that I'm spiraling. Never once did she say, you know what, cut the cameras. This is enough. Nothing. You're playing into this too. Never once did you say, all bets are off. This is enough.
So it's so interesting for people to respond to me the way they do because my commentary that's got everybody so fucking triggered, okay, besides the Martin commentary, ooh, Lord, y'all big mad. That got me a lot of engagement, though. Shout out to the engagement, child. Look, I'm looking at crazy ass comments right now from niggas I need to block. Where is it at? Was it this one? It was this one. Oh no, it's not that one. It's y'all ain't ready to deal with this. This one right here. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this as it pertains to Jackie Christie and any other ain't shit ass mamas out there, but you don't get to neglect your children, create triangulation amongst them, be colorist, follow behind a man through hella high water, probably neglecting your children along the way, and then get mad when your grown adult children don't respect you. A lot of y'all don't want to deal with the fact that how you treat your children is going to have consequences. Y'all, this not the one. Where is it? I'm sorry, y'all. This the one. The way we discuss violence amongst family and shit is sometimes she deserved it. That's what she get. I would have done worse. Y'all may not understand that, but that shit breeds into handling each other violently. A white lady saved my life one day by showing me the empathy that I don't think I had ever received from anybody that looked like me. That's not it either. Bitch, I've been talking about this shit. Nigga been talking about this shit. Jackie was provoked. I feel like, so what? Girl, I don't care. I don't care. If you really love your kid, there needs to be a moment where you actually are the adult and you accept the fact that they're hurt and how they're responding is out of pain. And so instead of trying to react to them in the same way, responding with anger and violence, as the elder person, I don't know, maybe it will behoove you to be mature about it at some point. And I feel like y'all not asking for Jackie Christie 60-year-old ass to act like a grown-ass woman at any point is really sad. And that's why there are so many older women that don't gain any real wisdom with their age, because the maturity is never expected. The maturity is never, like, at the end of the day, there should have been some old lady sitting under a tree that said, Jackie, now I know you feel like that child was wrong. And she was. But bitch, you are the reason why. And if you don't do better, you can't expect the person that you barely raised to do better. You have to be the example because you're the mother. You have to put your ego aside and be vulnerable and be emotionally honest, even if it means embarrassing yourself on television so that your daughter will know that you're willing to make a sacrifice for her. Y'all don't be ready to have those conversations about how actual grown-ass people should be showing up for their kids when they fucked up, which means vulnerable, apologetic, honest, not getting caught up and feeling disrespected and all this bullshit. Like, actually be the adult. That was my first commentary everybody lost their shit about.
We both could have said that. And neither one of us did. I know my reason for it. Because in my mind, at this big age, I'm finally standing up to this person that I have all of this anger towards. I'm not backing down. If that means that this has to be here on this stage in front of all these people, I don't care, because I know that I'm confronting this problem in my life for once. But for you, who clearly you take this as a game, you could have removed yourself from this situation. You sitting here on the couch, scrolling on your phone, waiting for the next showdown. But I'm the problem, because a lot of us in specifically Black households are raised to believe, or are raised on the belief, do as I say, not as I do. Have respect for your parents at all times. It doesn't matter what they say, what they do. I think that there's a new generation of kids and adults that are coming and that are happening that are not going for that anymore. I need to respect you because you're my parent, but you have got to give me something to respect. Why do I have to respect you just because of your title? Mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, husband, I'm not going to accept anybody else's toxic behavior simply because of their title. I'm not doing it. If that means that I'm a messed up person, if that's how y'all want to view me, I'll be okay. The sun will rise tomorrow. I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna take my kids to school. I'm gonna make my husband, I'm gonna go on about my life because I know my truth and I know my intentions. If I came on here with the intent to embarrass her, to out her, to talk down about her, etc., maybe I would feel embarrassed or like, damn, like she really foiled my plans. Everybody's saying, oh, you came on here with the intent to embarrass your mom and you failed. I didn't fail. I freed myself. I didn't fail. This wasn't the goal, but I addressed a dragon in my life, and I can walk away from the situation knowing that I handled it the best I could. And until you're in that situation, you cannot tell me how to feel. You really can't. What people fail to realize, and I shared this with some of the girls off camera, is that when I was 27, I've always had really bad migraines and headaches. I went to the doctor, I got MRIs and all these.
Hey, hold up, because we listened to that part, but I want to respond to this comment. If any parent of mine caused me that level of trauma she caused her daughters, I'm not going to intentionally put my adult self in the same environment with them. I feel like that's an easy thing to say. And the reason why I say that is because what we don't take, like what you're not taking account of in this comment, is how cycles of abuse work. Once somebody is used to a cycle of abuse and their parent is a part of that cycle of abuse, it's hard to let go of the parent completely. And as she said, she spent time away from her, so she had not been triggered for her. She had been triggered by Jackie in a long time. So getting around Jackie and being re-triggered shows that it's very hard to heal from mother wounds. It's very hard. And somebody I saw earlier said, what about the accountability for Chantel? I feel like, well, first of all, y'all are sending Chantel death threats. The internet is giving her accountability for putting her hands on her mom. If y'all feel like that push needed to be reprimanded further, outside of the mom attempting to punch her in the face and all of that, if you don't feel like that was enough accountability in the situation, she has said many times in this interview that she doesn't feel like she handled it right and that she had to do a lot more. She was like, I had to go talk to my therapist and I had to sit with it. And I had to come to the point where I could really recognize what happened and say, yes, I was wrong. I was wrong. She said, maybe I should have walked outside. Maybe I shouldn't even came for the meeting. She's saying that. But when y'all act like this is not somebody's mother, and I said this before, it's very hard to stop wanting to work on those types of relationships. It is. Was that SEDURE? SDOR. Thank you for the super chat, boo. Can we go back to where it starts? In most Black culture, granny was abused, mama was abused, we are abused. Therapy was taboo back in the day. All grown victims. I agree. I absolutely agree. But I feel like, what I would like to see from people in their 60s is the ability to say, damn, I didn't know any better. I fucked up. I'm sorry. And I'm going to continue to try to work on it. Carlos uses this as a moment to tell us how he had to work through things with his father. And when he said it, to me, it sounded like you don't have to worry about your daddy mistreating you anymore because you're feminine. So it's easy to get over what he had said to you all those years ago. It's very hard to get over attitudes and energies that persist. If your mom is still crossing boundaries, if your mom is still pretending that she's so unbothered while doing little slick, shady shit, if your mom is still being the same exact person, it makes it harder to just forgive and move on. Because you're being re-victimized.
No, you don't have to speak on my behalf. I can speak on my behalf, because even if you did come out and say something, it's not going to be the truth. You're not going to take accountability for what happened. You're not going to acknowledge that you pushed me to this point. You're not going to say that my anger was justified. Maybe my actions were, but my anger was. You're not going to acknowledge that. You're going to leave.
She said, my actions weren't justified, but my anger was. Y'all, that is accountability. That is accountability. Now, if you want anything else, you want further abuse of her, and that's vengeance. Y'all want more punishment. That's vengeance. That's not accountability. That's not responsibility. To me, the actual responsibility is healing herself so she doesn't do the same shit to her own kids, which she also talked about. I'm going to see if we're going to get to that point.
Leave me standing out here holding back, looking like this terrible, disrespectful, horrible daughter. And that's okay.
How does your father feel about what happened?
I think that he is trying to process some very heavy feelings. I think that he is at a point in his life where all of these great things are happening. You know, he has this new opportunity as a head coach. And so any conversations that I've had with him have really just been him keeping me encouraged and telling me that, you know, I know your heart. Like, I know that you're not this person that people are making you out to be. I know that this was a long time coming. When I talked to him after the Hawaii thing happened, I said, Dad, you know our dynamic. You know that this is not, I didn't get on here with the intent to do this. And so I think that having his understanding and knowing that he knows our history is very reassuring. And I think that what people get misconstrued, and I've seen all sorts of sick comments like, I'm such and such from Eve's Bayou and I want my dad and all of this and that. What they fail to realize is that he has been my protector in times that I
don't even know what the fuck they talking about with Eve's Bayou. They was mad at the girl on the internet that said that story was really about the daddy molesting a daughter, and everybody got so mad. I'm like, well, obviously now, y'all. Yeah, y'all. That's that. Yeah, of course, that's what was happening. Are y'all okay?
needed one. He has been that source of relief. When things in the house are too heavy or whatever, he will remove me from the situation before I get to the point of disrespecting her. You understand what I'm saying? So I look to him. Anything that comes to her, I'm going to my dad about it, period. Because you know what it is that I'm dealing with. And I feel like if nobody else can get you together, Doug Christie can.
I now get it. Every time you would bring up Doug.
Y'all remember how Kenya Moore's husband, Ken.
And you would say, I'm calling my father. You feel like your father is the only one who understands Jackie Christie.
And is the only one that
and
can really
that can check her.
Yes, absolutely.
So that because I think in your mind, you feel like my mother has fooled the world and has fooled the audience.
But you can't.
But this man not only can hold you accountable, he knows that what I'm saying is the gospel, that he knows who he's married to. And that's the reason why you can bring your father's name. A lot of people, and listen, you don't have to answer this. If you don't want to, you can tell me that's whatever. A lot of people were not happy with you as well, but you did say that's why Doug is leaving you. Would you like to address that?
What I can say about that is it's not my place to speak on anybody else's marriage. It was very, like I said, tacky and tasteless, and was clearly just when I watch myself say that, I'm like, girl, now you know that you didn't have to take it to hell. You did not have to take it that far. That's just not,
you know that's not true. You know Doug ain't going no fucking where. You know Doug ain't going nowhere. You said that to hurt your mama. Yeah, she did. Absolutely, y'all. Chantel said that to hurt her mom, and she was wrong for that. We can admit that. We can admit that because that's not true. Doug ain't going nowhere. He ain't leaving Jackie.
That is one regret that I do have out of the entire season. That is the one thing that I regret because I didn't have to say that. I could have kept it right where it was at. You get what I'm saying? Like, but I'm spiraling. Like at this point.
Okay, SEDURE, babe, let's have a conversation because you're first of all, let's not disrespect voodoo, sis. Okay. No, the dad didn't molest her. She lied. No, she didn't lie. She didn't lie. You have to go and watch it back. And actually, the director of the movie said that they had to do the ending like that because people wouldn't have been able to deal with the truth of the situation. Okay. So do you remember when allegedly, she had her period? No, she didn't have her period. He had sex with her. Why was she always waiting up for him at night and all of that? Y'all, that's based on a relationship that's already been going on. That's grooming. And he was doing the same thing with Eve that he was doing with Cicely. So he got to Cicely first because Cicely's older. Why do you think Cicely felt this triangulation with her mother? That's not because she came to that conclusion on her own. That's because her dad created the triangulation by bringing her with him when he would go and cheat on the mom. He did it with both of the daughters. They sitting outside while he cheating and fucking on some woman. So now we have a secret. Now we have a secret that you have to keep from your mother. Now our relationship is different. Now you're hiding things from your mom. As soon as you get a child to start hiding things from one of their parents, it's the easiest way to then start to abuse them, because now you created this thing where they want to protect you. That's a tester. That's a tester to see if you're going to tell. If you don't tell that I'm cheating, you probably won't tell that I sneak into your room at night. He lied. The daddy was a liar. The daddy was a liar. The daddy was the liar, y'all. Of course, the daddy lied in the letter to his sister. Of course, he lied. He was a liar. And also, the kid, nobody got him killed. He fucked that man's wife in broad daylight in front of everybody. And when I say broad daylight, I mean everybody knew that they was fucking. Everybody knew. They was down to the bar together. They fucked while they had a party going on inside. They went outside in the carriage house and had sex as if nobody was going to walk outside. Go rewatch it. Matter of fact, go watch my Now That We're Grown about it. I still might have been in a toss up back then, but I'm very clear about it now. And do you know what makes me even more clear about it? If anybody knows the story about Sigmund Freud, and when he went and did all of the what's it called, y'all? The psychoanalyzing. That's when they came out with that word and people started to psychoanalyze shit. The beginning of psychoanalysis was Sigmund Freud sitting down with young women who were in mental institutions, because at the time, young girls and women were constantly being put in mental institutions for any and everything that they did that pissed some man off, right? So a part of his study was to sit down and interview all of these young girls and these young women that were in these hospitals that were having hysteria. That's what it was called back then. It was called hysteria. So he started to sit down and talk to them. And what he found, that all of them had been abused in one way or another by somebody in the family or their father. Most of them had been fucked or sexually assaulted in some way by their fathers. So he took his initial findings to his colleagues. And because his colleagues were some of these fathers that fuck on their daughters and didn't want that to be put out there, they pressured him to change his study. They pressured him to change the study, and it went from men are fucking their daughters to now daughters want to fuck their dads. That's where that comes from, y'all. That's where that comes from. And I really want y'all to be for real that most of the time when young girls think they're a woman now, why would you think that? Why do you think about it, y'all? It's probably because some man made her feel that way. Some man made her feel like she was on the same level as her mama. That's the only reason she would feel like that, is if her father created the environment for her to feel that way. But y'all automatically go to judge the child without really looking at it fully. I even brought up the point once the lady said this shit, I was like, and that makes even more sense, because the way the mom, and this often happens, y'all, and I felt like I saw this in my own situation. When a parent doesn't want to deal, the enabling parent, they don't want to deal with the abuse that's going on in their own home, they will hyperfixate and misdirect those emotions at something else, right? So I believe when the mama got all worried about that kid, remember she went to the lady and they said, well, actually it wasn't the lady, it was the aunt. The aunt said that she saw some child getting hit by a car and they didn't know which child it was. So they kept everybody inside. And then Cecily went out and got her fucking haircut and came home and told her mama, see, mama, I'm okay. But the way she was so frantic and so worried, to me, it was the stress that a woman would have when she knows that her husband is touching her daughter. She had all of that emotion behind something that she didn't even know was going to happen. She didn't know which child. They got all these other children running around in this town. How you knew it was going to be your children? But the way she was trying to protect them from something outside of the home was a reflection of how much she was ignoring inside of the home. That's usually how that goes. people normally, and that's another thing about that time. The time of hysteria and all of that was a time where the media in itself, whether it was TV shows, movies, mostly movies and print work, radio shows, that type of stuff. Those were your media forms back then. They will depict these world problems like reefer madness, the way they made everybody feel about weed, right? A lot of propaganda about weed, propaganda about how, the young folks are wilding out and doing this and doing that. They were always looking for something externally to blame. They also had a resurgence of it in the 80s with the satanical shit. They had everybody thinking that there were all of these satanical cults and all of these teenagers leaving the household and going to worship Satan, all of this bullshit. They were always looking for a reason to blame something else, blame the immigrants, blame the black people, blame the psychedelics, blame, they always were looking for somebody else to blame for the fact that America is abusive, abuses their children, and then their children grow up and have various effects and they showcase their trauma in all of these different ways. They get on drugs, they become oversexed, they become alcoholics, they hate their parents, they're doing everything they can to not have to go back home. Think about all of the people that wanted to go to war so that they can get out of their people's houses. Hey, sweets. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I don't know. I am. I'm hurrying up. Okay.
This point now, I'm just yeah. You wanted to hurt her, obviously. Yeah. Have you heard from Shawnee O'Neal since the incident happened, or the episode have you heard?
We talked briefly right after the incident happened. Just I think like because it was such a big deal.
Okay. Let me help you out before we continue. It did not happen in the movie. It does not mean that that's not what the story was actually about. So sometimes in film, they will not show you something that was actually present in the story. They'll show it in veiled ways. But what they're saying on Google is that it didn't actually happen in the movie, but it doesn't mean that that's not what it was speaking to. So let me find another example of when they do that. So for instance, The Color Purple and Fried Green Tomatoes, 2 movies where they had a kissing scene, right? They just kissed. But those people were actually having sex. Whenever there is something where people were actually having sex, they will just have it as a kissing scene. So in The Color Purple, you saw Celie and Suge Avery. They just shared one kiss in the movie because everybody was so upset that it displayed any type of lesbianism. But in the book, these people had a full-on sexual relationship and it was talked about. So it's not that it actually happened, it's that it was implied based on the context. They also in Fried Green Tomatoes, that was another one where the people were supposed to be in a lesbian relationship, but because at the time that was so, people are homophobic. So they couldn't put the movie out the way they wanted to because people would be so mad and they wouldn't go see the movie. And the point is to make y'all go and see the movie. Right. So, yes, y'all. Thank you. It was implied. And that kiss, I think, was the implication. But a young woman on TikTok actually told us, she's a writer. And she was like, I actually had a conversation. I'm going to pull it up for y'all. I'm going to let Jackie Christie finish and then Chantel finish and we'll get into that.
Feel that it was like now the higher ups step in and like, say something, communicate. But we haven't really talked since then. I've talked to all of the different castmates at different times and points. I haven't talked to anybody really since the fight aired, with the exception of Jennifer and Brittany and Denise.
They all reach out to you to check in on you.
Yeah. And what people don't understand about Brittany and Denise, and I just want to put this on wax, right? Because I know everybody has
the big 3 girls.
They got their think pieces and things.
Brittany, I love you. Denise, I'm just getting to know you. But I love you eventually. But I love Brittany. I think Brittany's hilarious. But
Brittany is really good.
But the big 3 baby.
Here's what I want people to understand, right? Me, Brittany, and Denise formed real friendships and relationships outside of this show. While we were filming, we had so much in common. Like my husband is playing for the Hornets. Brittany's child's father played for the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about things in Charlotte. Denise, at the time, her daughter's uncle was my husband's teammate. You get what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of similarities that are out of everybody on this cast. We 3 can relate the most because we have a husband or a child's father or whatever that are actively in the league right now. We can relate to each other better than anybody else. And then you throw the fact that we're all around the same age. We have kids around the same age. There were so many similarities that you just could not ignore. So we're building these relationships outside of the show, just on some cool, like, this is not for TV. This is just keeping in communication. They checked on me consistently and vice versa. Like, there were so many instances where throughout the season, one or all three of us felt like, I just cannot go on. Like, I just can't do this. I'm about to just drop out. And we kept each other encouraged. We kept speaking life over each other. And so I get that people feel like, well, you just met her and you did. Have you ever heard the saying, you could meet somebody, you can know somebody for 5 minutes that does you better than somebody you've known your whole life.
Yes. And it's
So
very
I get
true.
that people are saying we're trauma bonding. No, this is just somebody that relates.
I felt that way.
And
I
also,
felt-
y'all don't know what trauma bonding means. Y'all don't know what trauma bonding means. Y'all think trauma bonding means me and a person both have the same trauma, so we talk about it. No, that's commiserating. We're commiserating. We have the same issue and we're talking about it together. Trauma bonding is when a person that is your abuser intends to use his abuse to trauma bond with you to abuse you. That's not the same thing. Y'all don't know what that means. So that's why y'all think that they were trauma bonding. No, they weren't.
I'm gonna tell you honestly.
I said that Brittany was projecting, but I also felt that's because she had a similar situation. She understands. Like, is that weird to empathize with people who you have similar experiences with? Is that weird? Is that weird? That's weird? It's not weird. It's not weird.
And you may not like the way that I handled it, but this is my real life. And that's what we'll live on.
Ming Lee has since released a statement apologizing to Jackie, saying she watched the footage.
Leading up to the fight, her opinions were her own. You're seeing Jackie get up and walk away. You're saying out of your own mouth that that's wrong. You would never do that to your daughter, etc. So to now get to this point where the whole world is on fire and everybody's talking about this, and this is such a trending topic, and based on one incident, you feel like you owe her this apology, which is fair. I get it. Like, I understand. I didn't best explain the way that this fight happened, and so you thought something else happened and you judged Jackie off of it. I can understand that. But I feel like what made me unfollow her, or what made me feel some sort of way about her, is like the other commentary in the statement. Like, as a mother, I can understand. And if I was, but as a daughter, you should also be able to understand, because you yourself have said you and Vicky have problems. You yourself have said you understand the mother wound. You yourself have said the things that she did to me during the season, on and off camera, were wrong. So if you want to apologize to her based on judging her, or whatever your commentary was after the fight scene, I understand and I respect that. I'm never going to take that away from you. And I'm not trying to get anybody on my side. But all of these opinions from all of these castmates were their own. The only person you ever saw me say, essentially pick a side to on camera, was Jennifer. When she said, how can I assist you? How can I whatever? And I said, well, you can start by holding her accountable. And if she's not going to be accountable, you can tell her, I just don't for real want to be around you, because that's the type of person I am.
And Jen was the one that came to her and said, your mom said that she wouldn't talk to you if it wasn't on her podcast. Jen is the one that brought that back.
I'm not fraternizing with bad mothers or disrespectful people, or, you get what I'm saying? I don't play like that. I don't want you in my space. If that's what you want and that's what you'll do to your own kid, there's no hope for me. So that's what I meant when I said that to Jennifer. I didn't come in Jackie's friend group. Mind you, Brittany is new, fairly new. Denise is definitely new. Ty is new. Ming is new. This is not Jackie's friend group. Jennifer, Brandy, and Evelyn is Jackie's friend group. Okay, cool. But y'all are acting like there's not this new group of people who have formed their own opinions based off of these interactions that they're witnessing on a day-to-day basis. They were there in Vegas, in the house, when the cameras weren't rolling. They heard the stuff she was saying. So to now get to this space where I feel like some of you are like, oh, how do I, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how to, I'm not looking for a politically correct answer. Was it right or was it wrong? What you witnessed, was it right or was
Until y'all see Chantel abusing her daughter, y'all can't say that Chantel and Jackie are the same people to me.
it wrong? If you are not basing anything else, not a childhood, not a nothing, off of what you experienced over the course of this season.
Also, Jackie Christie has never been this fucking honest and clear. What are y'all talking about? I'm sorry. I'm trying to be too nice about this shit. Jackie Christie has never in her fucking life spoke this clearly, spoke honestly, like this honestly. She's never, ever, ever been the type of person that can express emotion and say, like, talk like this. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. They are not the same person just because they're both angry sometimes. We're all angry sometimes.
Was it right or was it wrong?
Do you think she did that for the audience, release the statement?
I don't know, because I never took Ming really for real as like that type of person. So I was shocked. I just quietly unfollowed and just went on about my day. Because if that's how you feel, I respect it. I'm not going to press you about it. It is what it is. And I just thought that we were better than that. But you just never know.
I wouldn't be apologizing to Jackie for shit neither. Because at the end of the day, my opinion of you is, it was my opinion of you.
Hope is this for you and your mother, I obviously, and I said this before, and I know your mom, and I want you to know I text your mother the night I saw it, and my exact words to your mom was, "I love you."
Y'all have no actual evidence that Chantel is worse than Jackie. You just trolling.
Praying for y'all. This too shall pass, because I want you to even know from my spirit, and I want to say this to you. I love you. I'm praying for you, and this too shall pass. I want to say that to your face as well. I now know that you didn't have the tools to deal with that, and I just had to put myself in his shoes to understand him more and to forgive him. And
okay, so this is another thing I wanted to talk about, and then we're gonna move on to that last thing. I didn't like this part where Carlos was talking about putting himself in his father's shoes, because you know why, y'all? I feel like that's what everybody is always fucking doing at the beginning. At the beginning of all of this, you put yourself in your parents' shoes. You empathize, you sympathize with them. It is not until you get some time away from the abuse and that you actually are old enough to be their age and feel like, I still wouldn't have did no shit like that. Fuck wrong with these people? Like, this is the time that you actually start to like think about those things. But I'm not going to say not to empathize with your parents, because I think that you should. You should see them as whole human beings. But when you see them as whole human beings, it's okay to say, and you know what? You still fucked up. Yeah, you're right. You didn't have all of the tools, but guess what? You still didn't do the best you could, bitch. You didn't. You didn't. You took advantage. You fucked over me at moments when I was dependent upon you and I was a child, and you still took advantage of me being a child and not having anybody else to defend me and being smaller and having nowhere else to run. You absolutely took advantage of that fact in your parenting of me over and over again. So no. I really need for y'all to be okay with the fact that Chantel could have handled the situation wrong, but y'all do not have enough evidence on Chantel to keep saying that she's the same person as her mom. And that's what y'all always do when y'all don't want somebody to be the abuser that they actually are. You always have to find a way to make it seem like whoever they abused is the same as them. Like, no, stop trying to put the victim and the abuser on equal footing all of the fucking time. Y'all always doing that. And I do feel like you should empathize with your parents, but if your parents don't empathize with you, there is nothing else for you to do but say fuck them and go no contact until they can show you change behavior. But that's also you having more maturity than your parent. Whenever people actually go no contact with their parent, that's them still being more mature than their parent. Because your parent will keep the toxic relationship because they like the control factor. They like the fact that you're the only person in their life that's a grown fucking adult that they could talk to just, any old kind of way. You could go watch the interview, okay? You can go and watch the interview. But to me, just off base level, do we not all know Takari's story? Do we not all know the story about how Jackie was colorist and fatphobic with Takari and made Chantel stand there and make sure that her sister didn't get off the treadmill? Like, at the beginning of this, she said that her mom said that she hated her when she was 12 years old. She said her mom was always calling her a bitch. So her mom was verbally and emotionally abusive. Then there's also a clip where Chantel and Takari are actually sitting down with Jackie and a therapist and telling Jackie how they felt neglected by her because she was always on the road with their dad and they were left at home with the grandmother. So they feel like they were never really raised by her and their grandmother was their mom and they resent her for that fact. And Jackie turned around and told them, well, y'all had everything y'all needed. Y'all grandmother was right down the hall. I don't know what the problem is. You see the inability to actually take accountability for your children's experience. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, I should have done better. Or, instead of saying anything that would add some validity and some respect to your children's experience of you, that would heal some of how they're hurt by acknowledging it, validating it, saying that you are sorry and honestly feeling that way so that when the next time it comes up, you can still be apologetic, especially if they're not coming to you in a disrespectful way. And y'all need to understand the difference between disrespect and having conversations that make you feel uncomfortable. Those are two different things. Okay? So I don't know why I have to go back and, and re-explain everything that Jackie did. I don't know why, I have to be the one to explain that. I feel like there's, there's other full, you can go and watch old videos about it. You can go on TikTok, they'll do breakdowns. You can go and watch this actual interview in full that Carlos King did on his channel. But yes, not being there for your kids, telling them you hate them, calling them bitches when they're children, pitting them against each other, demoralizing and not feeding one of them and doing it in front of the other kids. That's another thing. Abusing one child in front of the other children is also abusing the other children. And I know a lot of y'all don't get that, but it is. It is. So yeah, I'm gonna end that right there, and then I'm gonna come over here so we could talk about Eve's Bayou right now. And y'all look at some of the comments that I'm still getting about this. I hate the way the world is now. So they hate the fact that, they hate the fact that I'm talking about the way Martin was an asshole. They really hate this. Okay. But here, let my girl go for y'all. Okay, this is just Latasha on TikTok.
I set y'all up. I set y'all up. There's about 7,000 new followers here, not counting the 250,000 views on the video. But again, I am Latasha. I'm a TV writer and an avid fan of TV and film. And I came on here and said y'all were all wrong about Eve's Bayou. And y'all were. What y'all further need to know about me is I'm a double burger who loves to prove I'm right. That's one of my biggest traits. It is. So that's me standing right behind one of your Hollywood faves. Yeah, Gina Prince Bythewood. Here's another one. Yeah, even the picture from my phone. I called this the writer's selfie. Yeah, on this day I told Gina my theory.
That's Cassie, y'all. That's Cassie Lemons. Eve's Bayou is her film. For somebody in a comment that asked that question, did Cassie ever say this? Let's go through it.
On Eve's Bayou, written and directed by Cassie Lemons. The thing about Hollywood is they're all friends. So you can imagine what she did in this moment. She texted Cassie right there, right in front of me, and said, "Hey, I'm talking to this writer. Her name's Latasha. She has this take on Eve's Bayou. What do you have to say?" Cassie texted her back and said, "Tell that writer she's right." And I'm going to take it a step further right here. Eve's Bayou writer-director Cassie Lemons says there was a disagreement in the way the final cut should be presented. So she made a release cut, okay? In the original, we have an unanswerable question. There is a truth housed in someone that couldn't express the truth. But in the release version, there is no truth. Like I said, the ending is blurry. Because when two people remember something differently, what's the truth? Hence the entire theme of Eve's Bayou. I am a TV writer. I love to research. I love to find out new information. I'm actually out here in the industry about 1 to 2 degrees away from your faves. Hi. Remember when you guys were all watching Eve's Bayou and you guys called her fast instead of him a liar? Want to talk about it? Okay, let's do it. Hi, I'm Latasha, a TV writer and an avid fan of TV and film. Eve's Bayou was a 1997 film written and directed by Cassie Lemons. This is a story about trauma, and what happens when somebody is severely traumatized is that their memory fails them. And that was the theme of the movie, how memory can be implanted indelibly in the mind and can be unreliable. So let's check. The story of Eve's Bayou is being narrated by an adult Eve who's remembering a summer from when she was a child. And one of the first things Eve saw her daddy doing was cheating on her mama. She saw it with her own 2 eyes, but yet this man said, "That's not what happened. I'll tell you what happened." Y'all don't remember that house call when he was playing doctor and told Eve to go outside because the lady was sick? Yeah. He lied throughout the movie many times to us, even as an audience. So when we see a 14-year-old teenage Cicely handling alcohol, wanting to play with the adults, wanting to dance with her dad, that is supposed to, piece by piece, make us feel like she grown, like she's fast. Now I'm going to say something terrible, okay? Just hold on. That was not her period in her underwear. The blood in her underwear was not her period, okay? It was SA, which is why her personality, Cicely's personality in the beginning, was so bright and lively and wonderful. But as soon as she gets her period, she's a recluse who needs to leave this place ASAP. Now I'm going to ask y'all a question, and I want y'all to think critically, okay? What's more normal? A 14-year-old girl seducing her daddy, or a father sneaking into his daughter's bedroom? Writer-director Cassie Lemon spoke about this movie in depth and said she had to make the ending very blurry so we, the audience, would do the work ourselves. She could not explicitly say what happened because Hollywood would never sell a movie that told that kind of story. So, just some food for thought. Hi.
I'm sorry, y'all. I know I was muted. So there you have it. She explained it perfectly. And that upset a lot of people just the way I seem to be upsetting motherfuckers. I know. But hopefully she said it in a way that will, now make everybody see it clearly. Go back and rewatch it. But yes, not only did Cassie Simmons, the director, say that that's what the story actually was about, but somebody that actually writes and was able to pay attention to these things, because some of us, like, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole when I say this, y'all. Some of us went to college and took these courses that really, like, delve deeply into this, because this is not something that people did in high school. I know. So if you didn't have these types of media study classes in college, then you don't really like understand how some of these things are being presented and how they're telling an underlying story. Like, everything is always having an underlying meaning, y'all. Words, everything. I think it's called etymology is what it's called. Okay. But everything has an underlying meaning. Everything, words, language, everything has an underlying meaning, especially media, especially movies, television shows, books. Everything for the most part will have a underlying meaning. My favorite thing is to try to find the underlying meaning in things. That's why I tend to dig deep on topics, but that's what I do, y'all. I'm also funny and lighthearted, but I do deep dives. I do go deep. I do take the shit back and back and back and try to really dissect it and understand it. That's what I do. I don't understand why everybody's getting so upset about what I always do. Not my first time talking about Martin. Okay? It's not my first time talking about this shit neither. You know what I mean? But like, the way this movie worked with everybody's mind is the same way that shit worked with Freud. And Freud having everybody thinking that young girls is out here really trying to fuck their daddies. Let me tell y'all something, y'all. I like my daddy and all of that, but I ain't never want to fuck my dad. That's gross. That's gross. I don't even want to call no nigga daddy. That's that. I don't like that. Like, when you actually had a nigga in your life, your daddy, whenever you say daddy, a picture comes to your mind of a man looking at you like you better be cool by the pool, fool. Listen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we really, like, we do this. Like, there's another girl that will tell you about color. There's another girl on TikTok I follow that talks about when people wear certain colors or when the background is a certain color, what that's supposed to be telling as a part of the story. That's why this type of media is always giving. That's why books and stories and shit are always giving. There's always an analogy in it. Y'all take shit too literal, and then you miss how you're being mentally affected by what you're watching, because you think everything is just what you're being, like, shown. But no. Y'all only, like, believe that people are lying when they saying something that you don't want to hear, not when you actually picking up on cues that tell you they lying. Because if you could pick up on the cues that tell y'all that somebody is lying about something that none of us can really know based on the information presented, that means you picking up other subtle cues, or a similar situation that can compare to this. 9 times out of 10, people in the comments that's disagreeing with anything are not thinking that way. Y'all just don't like what's being said. So now we got to disagree. But it's also like this volatile response is also like to be studied about the way people respond to hearing things that they really don't like. Like the people in the comments flashing the fuck out. Flashing, I hate the way the world is now. AH never call out Martin, shaking my head. I don't know what that means. I don't know what this comment is about. Oh yeah, they talking about how they hate the fuck out of here. They hate that they gave me a mic. I feel the same. They should require a license. If they did, there would be no issue with my critique of a form of media that depicted a man calling a woman a dog, calling her an animal. Like that is dehumanization by definition. My opinion is that he treated Gina like shit. I could find several examples of times he was unnecessarily mean to her. Stop trying to make nothing out of something. They all cracked on each other. It's a damn show. Cole was delayed timing. Look at them. Look how mad they are. And they all have this same type of response. It's only entertainment. Laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji. It's so much more to talk about. Laugh emoji, laugh emoji. Look at this shit. I'm so happy I grew up when I did because this generation is too sensitive. Okay. Yeah. And on Girlfriends, they painted Tony Childs as egotistical, self-centered bop that self-hated so much she married a white man. So it's okay for them to say these things. But we're like, I don't like they're saying this to me. I'm like, yeah, there's been conversation about that. There's been conversation about Tony's character. There's conversation about like people literally have entire channels based on dissecting old shows. Are y'all okay? Why is the world so damn sensitive? Y'all stay reaching. What's really going on? Reaching. Light brights have buckshots too. Yet he never said it about Gina. He never called Gina BDB. He never referred to Gina as a man. And he never referred to Gina as an animal. Wait until she discovers the remote control. Y'all. They're assuming that I'm young. Like these are some of the comments I'm getting on my phone. I agree. Like, have a sense of humor. Relax. Because apparently I don't have a sense of humor because I can critique a TV show. Oh, brother, we can't enjoy nothing. Go after Charlie Brown and the gang for making Franklin sit on one side of the table by himself on Thanksgiving. What's wrong with y'all? Like, look at the way they're responding to me saying that Martin dehumanized Pam and treated Gina like shit. So y'all have no problem with him with her short shaming him, talking about his ears, his package size. No problem with them roasting none of the men or Cole being, and they go on a tangent. They go on a tangent that I'm not about to, extend. Ricky didn't let Lucy work, kept in the house and gave her a weekly allowance. Like, I don't know what so in order to answer for me saying something about Martin, y'all gonna just start giving y'all breakdowns of shit y'all noticed about other shows too? What's going on? Oh my God. Like, do y'all see this shit? Like, I promise y'all I'm not just coming out of nowhere with this shit. And I'm okay. But if I talk about the way people handle other people and celebrities, oh my God, just go watch the new shows. Like they are so upset. They just be yapping, even though what I said is very intelligent. What I said is something based off actual critical analysis of the show and the time. I know the show backwards and forwards. That nigga said, wait till she discovers a remote control. Nigga, I'm 37 and there are still remote controls. What's wrong with y'all? These are the comments. Thank God. I agree. Ari, and your perspectives are valid. So this is the train we're on. Martin is not for the 90s babies. Pam got better jabs in than Martin. Now, if you listen to what I said, that is exactly what I said. I said that the only thing that made those back and forth so funny was the way she was able to pop back at him with whatever he said. Like, I'm not a 90s baby, bitch. Like, the fact that y'all are assuming that I have not watched this show frontwards and backwards based on the fact that I have commentary that says it was problematic. And then y'all act as if there haven't been so many interviews done. There haven't been apologies done. Martin had to go back. Tisha Campbell said Martin had to go and apologize to them when they did this reunion because of how he was back then. Tashina Arnold was very cute and kept it light, and I reposted that on my Instagram because somebody said they wanted to see when Tashina Arnold what she said about it, and she kept it cute because they all still love and respect Martin. I know exactly what it's like to still have love for a person, so not want to fully say what they did to you because of how much you actually care about them and the good times that y'all had, the nostalgia of the situation. Whatever was beneficial about it, you will allow that to keep you from speaking the utmost truth about your experience of a person. It happens all the time. Tashina Arnold sat there and said that Martin was the star and everybody else was treated like shit, and you just become comfortable being treated like shit. And over time, the fame went to his head, and it was very sad and hard to watch him go down that road. Gina said by season 2, the nigga was harassing her. He kept trying to take her out on dates and she would say no, and he got upset about it. Then by season 3, it was all these violent outbursts and him degrading her and denigrating her in front of everybody on set. But I talk about the character analysis simply. But if we really took it deep, we was talking about Martin as an individual and what people are saying they experience on the show. It's so weird to me the way y'all think just because these people responded to the shit and popped back at them and defended themselves, that means that the abuse wasn't happening. See how y'all minds be fucked up? You really think if somebody defend themselves, that means that the abuse didn't happen. That's some weird ass shit. Let's break that down. And why is it not fun? I'm sorry, y'all, but why is it not fun to go and rewatch this shit back? One of my most successful things is Now That We're Grown. In case y'all don't know about it, there's an entire playlist on my page called Now That We're Grown, bitch. I'm not calling you that was low-key a Dave Chappelle reference. Bitch. Look, y'all. I have a whole playlist of movies from back in the day that I've actually went back and watched and gave my opinion and critique of. Look at all of these movies, y'all. Look at all this shit. Soul Food, Waiting to Exhale, Love Jones, Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Boomerang, The Wood, Love and Basketball, The 5 Heartbeats, Queen of the Dam, Eve's Bayou, The Inkwell, What's Love Got to Do with It? That's my favorite one. Now That We're Grown, The Best Man. Now That We're Grown, Two Could Play That Game. Now That We're Grown, The Players Club, Poetic Justice, Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married Too? Sparkle, the first one. Disappearing Acts, Medea's Family Reunion, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Brown Sugar, How to Be a Player, A Low Down Dirty Shame, Just Another Girl on the IRT, Color Purple, and I did that along with the book. Claudine, Enough, Baby Boy, Jason's Lyric, The Faculty, Deliver Us from Eva, Purple Rain, and Martin, The First Breakup. Right here, y'all. Already, this is from a year ago. I talked about Martin and his breakups and getting back together with Gina and his first breakup that they had. You heard me, babe? Listen, and I ain't even name all of it, babe. I ain't even name all of it. But I do this, motherfucker. This ain't no new shit. It's also what I was trained to do in college, bitch. I'm in debt right now for college, bitch. I'm using this motherfucking bachelor's of arts. I am using my degree. Don't be mad at me. Everything I learned, I will use. I edit. I know how to produce shit. I know how to set up cameras and lights and shit. And I also know how to read and watch media and break it apart, critique it, and find the deeper meaning behind it, because that's the classes I took at the film program at the University of New Orleans. Class of 2010. Okay? So for people to continue to comment to me as if I'm stupid or some shit, when what I'm doing is something somebody does based on a college education, right, it doesn't invalidate any enjoyment. I never said it wasn't a good show. I never said that I didn't still watch it. I said I don't watch it as much. And there are episodes that I skip over, but I also said I recently just brought a fucking t-shirt with my favorite episode where they redo New Jack City. It's one of my favorite shows. I know it backwards and forwards. That's the reason why I could talk about it the way I can, because I know the show, because I love the show, because it's a great show. And I am so glad that Martin is a different person now. You could tell that Martin is not the same person he used to be. I think that's a good thing, that Martin came to everybody and apologized and they was able to get past it. And now that everybody's in better terms. I don't even like that y'all took what we said to the extent that y'all did, because now it makes us have to talk about and bring back up who Martin was in real life, because y'all want to flip the fuck out over the character analysis on the show. When we could really make it far worse when we start talking about what happened in real life that ruined everybody's favorite show. I don't like this, making me upset. Okay. But like, ain't nobody about to bully me. And I feel like all of that feel like bullying, y'all. All of that feel like bullying. All of them comments and shit saying the same thing over and over again. Then they at each other and continue to talk shit about me under each other's comments as if I'm not getting all of the notifications. Like they don't know how none of this shit works. And then they just start making their own critiques of other shows and shit. Like, what the fuck? So just make your own video. You can make your own critique if that's how you feel, son. I won't argue with your opinion if that's how you feel. Make your own video. It's okay. It's okay, girl. Damn. You want my job. It's okay. That's the reason why y'all mad about me having a podcast mic, huh? All these niggas saying ignorant shit. And then this is the thing, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this, which I really don't want to deal with. The reason why there's a loneliness epidemic for these niggas is because y'all thought being Martin was cool. Y'all thought talking to y'all old lady disrespectful, playing on her top and being mean and negging her and shit. Y'all thought that shit was cool. But guess what? In real life, Gina leaves Martin, bitch. In real life, Martin is a divorcee on wife number 3 or some shit, on wife number 2. There's a loneliness epidemic because y'all niggas grew up watching a man talk to his woman in any old kind of way, talk to his friends any old kind of way, and all they did was to continue the abusive cycle with him. He would be mean, he would be fucked up, they would do something to get back at him, he would learn his lesson, and it was rinse and repeat the next episode. That's all it was, over and over again. Hilarious. Very well done. But ultimately, It was a depiction of a young black man in the 90s with a lot of internalized misogyny and you know, racism, and how that affects how you show up. It's a young man from the 90s. This is how they showed up. And so the young men from the 90s affected the young men of the 2000s and in the 2010s, and the men of the 90s and the 2000s and 2010s have affected the young men of the 2020s. Like, what is we talking about? Y'all gonna keep acting like none of this shit affects us? Media doesn't influence you? Yeah, you weren't influenced by Martin, bitch. You weren't? Oh, okay. Then I guess you wasn't really watching it if you weren't influenced by it. That's weird. We were positively influenced by it. We laughed. We had a good time. But we were negatively influenced by it as well. We called people BDB and made fun of black girls for having black textured hair. Niggas took ribs from Martin and said them at school to girls. You right. Little girls' feelings don't fucking matter. Bitch, you supposed to get over that shit. This nigga could keep crying about being, you know, getting his heart broke by a girl in the 8th grade. But you better not still feel a way about featureism and texturism and colorism that was shown in that TV show and then repeated back to you as a little girl. Yeah, you're not supposed to feel no way about that, bitch. Grow up. Get over it. It was just a TV show. Ha 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 ha. But you better not ever talk about my favorite show again. Oh, when y'all talk about my favorite show. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I swear I could just lose it when y'all talk about my favorite show. But y'all heard what Cole said on This Is 50, huh? Mm-hmm. Fuck out of here. Anyway, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for, you know, letting me get it off. And I will probably see y'all next week because it's the last day of the month. And I ain't about to make myself work on no fucking Friday if I don't want to. But I might come back tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, girl. Bye.